What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Faction After Hours podcast. On today's episode, we have Cole Mannon. Cole Mannon is a customer of ours, a good friend, and a local drifter here on the East Coast. Cole has been doing a lot of cool stuff recently. He just finished his 180SX build. I guess you shouldn't say finished because nothing's ever finished, especially cars. But it's gotten to a good point where it's just about ready to go off to paint and pretty much be completed. So yeah, so we talk about his car, we talk about his first Club Loose event in that car, and we also talk about a couple of his Japan trips. So this one's definitely a fun one. Cole is an awesome guy. I'm glad he made the drive up here, and I'm glad he got home okay because it started snowing when he left. But yeah, enjoy and let us know if you enjoyed this episode. All right, guys, let's check out our sponsors and then dive right into this one. This podcast is sponsored by East Coast Drift School. East Coast Drift School is a driving school focused on learning the art of drifting. Conveniently located at the greatest drifting facility in the United States, Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey. Raceway Park currently has 3 tracks, so you will have a few options to choose from when setting up your lessons. Chris Knapp, who is part of the Raceway Park family, will be your teacher as he guides you through car setup and technique. If you are more of a seasoned driver, East Coast Drift School is also the place where you can get some extra seat time. Chris allows private track time with no instructing as well, so that you can get some test and tune runs in before that big event or competition you have coming up. Instead of spending the night dodging the police with your boys, consider signing up with East Coast Drift School the next time they release their schedule. Chris releases the schedule on the 16th of every month through Instagram. Make sure to check them out, give them a follow, and shoot over a direct message when you are ready to set up a date. You can find them on Instagram at East Coast Drift School. Chase Bays has been a household name in our industry for over 15 years, supplying us with tons of fluid power products such as power steering cooler kits, oil catch cans, engine oil coolers, hydraulic handbrake kits, and of course, their dual piston brake booster delete kits, which fit a wide variety of vehicles. The core values of Chase Bays is function, simplicity, quality, and aesthetic. All of their products are user-friendly and easy to install, while of course looking the part. The quality of their products has only increased over the years, and now with Front Street Drift Club being a sponsored team of Chase Bays, you can guarantee the products are stress tested as well. I'm currently digging their compact intercooler sprayer reservoir kit. This kit includes a pump and pigtail to wire it up to any switch you want. I've been a big fan of sleek-looking OEM-style intercooler sprayers ever since Subaru had one on the STI, and this kit provides you with what you need to get started. If you need any more info on any of their products, make sure to take a look at their product descriptions. They have some of the most detailed descriptions I've read with tons of information. You can check out Chase Bays products and place your orders directly on our website at FactionMotorsports.com, and make sure to use the coupon code ChaseBaysAfterHours with no spaces to save on checkout. This podcast is also sponsored by Automotive Specialty Wraps. Automotive Specialty Wraps is a company specializing in paint protection film, vehicle wraps, ceramic coatings, and window tinting located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Owned and operated by car enthusiasts and drifters, their technicians have over 10 years of experience in the industry. Ceramic coating is one of their specialties and is the service they offer that caught my eye first. In the 60s, NASA and the US military formulated a ceramic coating to be used on spacecraft and planes. This coating would be able to protect them from harsh conditions. Following that, in the early 2000s, ceramic coatings were revamped to be used in the automotive industry. These coatings give your car's paint extra protection while also making it shine. Wax only lasts for a couple of weeks at most, but ceramic coatings last for a year or longer. They perform a full 2-stage polish to the car beforehand to make sure the vehicle is in perfect condition before applying the coating. This service can also be applied to wheels, which would be the best thing you can do to a new set of wheels you just picked up, if you are looking to protect them for years to come. As mentioned, they also offer window tinting and paint protection film installations. Now, everyone knows what window tinting is, but these guys offer carbon or ceramic tinting depending on your needs. Paint protection film, or PPF, is a great idea for those new vehicle owners that want to protect their paint before it gets chipped up driving down the highway. I always suggest having at least the front end done in PPF, like the front bumper, fenders, and hood. ASW is now offering mobile detailing, and this is no basic car wash. It's more of a 2-hour spa session for your car using special soaps designed to extract toxins out of your paint. And the best part is they will come to your house, job, or even our shop when your car is being serviced to get the wash done. From protecting your tow rig's exterior to full livery installations on your drift car, they have you covered. You can contact them at automotivespecialtywraps.com and make sure to mention our podcast. They are currently offering 10% off mobile washes and tinting services for our listeners. Limitless Auto Fab is a fabrication shop and retailer located in Illinois. They produce bash bars and catch cans for a bunch of popular models in the drifting community. We started selling their products earlier this year and have heard nothing but great things since. Limitless bash bars are honestly the industry standard right now. Fabricated from 1.5-inch mild steel tubes, these bars are designed to take the impact of light collisions in order to avoid or minimize damage to your body or frame. My favorite part about these bash bars is that they are designed in a way that helps hold most aftermarket bumpers up at the correct height. Unlike a lot of other aftermarket bars that require you to either weld additional brackets on or install those big foam rubber pieces to raise the bumpers up to avoid bumper sag. This is a huge pet peeve of mine when installing bash bars at the shop, so I'm really glad about this feature. Gone are the days of trying to keep your rusty rear factory crash bar because you are worried about bumper fitment issues with an aftermarket one. Their bars also come with jacking points and optional license plate brackets, so everything you need is right there from the start. Limitless Auto also sells catch cans for a handful of specific models. These cans are built in-house and chassis specific. We have used these cans before in the shop with no issues, and they look great as well. The guys over at Limitless are on social media as well at limitless_auto_fab. So please make sure to check out their Instagram and give them a follow. They post photos of all the drift cars using their products, from Front Street Drift Club to Animal Style. If you are in the market for a bash bar or catch can, make sure to check out their full product lineup on our website, FactionMotorsports.com. This podcast is brought to you by Faction Motorsports. We are an automotive performance shop located in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Our shop is easy to get to from Route 17, 3, and 21. We are also only 15 minutes away from New York City. Faction Motorsports provides services that include, but are not limited to, performance part installations, suspension overhauls, general maintenance, engine installations, tire mounting and balancing, and custom four-wheel alignments with our in-house Hunter alignment machine. We also stock a range of performance products in-house. From AN fittings and gaskets to complete body kits, we try to stock as many parts as we can to provide quick shipping times for our website customers and same-day pickup for locals. Make sure to shoot us an email if you are looking to set up an appointment or if you are looking for a part that is not up on our website. Our email is sales@factionmotorsports.com. We are also on Instagram at Faction Motorsports.
Well, welcome everybody to the Faction After Hours podcast. I don't know if any of those ads played because we couldn't hear anything. So tonight we're here to bring you another guest. We have local 180. Well, would you count Horsham as local?
Yeah.
Would you count?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, Frankie's just turned around in the other direction. But local 180SX connoisseur Cole Mannon. Welcome everybody. Woo! Oh, the crowd's nice and awake today. Look at that.
Oh, we can actually hear it.
Yeah.
Malcolm, I'm pretty scared right now. Are you? That we're going to do an entire podcast and you're not going to be able to save it or something?
I'm not recording it.
Okay, cool.
Malcolm's here.
We had technical difficulties and I don't want this to get deleted. So
Frankie is ready to beat Malcolm really bad right now. Look at him.
So out of pocket that is not even...
No, he's not. He's
What?
not. They don't do that here on Wednesday.
All right, so we got Cole Mannon here.
Thanks for coming on.
How you doing, Cole?
Doing pretty good.
All right.
Can't complain.
He 180'd all the way here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really did.
I might
You-
get into some shit on the way back if it's snowing, but
Yeah.
Is it really?
allegedly.
It was snowing or flurrying the other night here in New Jersey.
I know Cole's dad is listening to this right now, so I just want to say, Cole was like, I wish my dad didn't tell me it was snowing. That way I just wouldn't know and I would just drive home later and not know. But now I know, so I'm panicking.
I don't think it's gonna. And I've 180'd in the snow before, or not 180'd, but 240'd in the snow before, and it's a pretty fun time.
It's a lot different than 180ing.
Yeah, mine was pretty high.
No, it's literally the same thing.
No, but my car was high. Cole's is
Oh.
not. Your car is not high.
No.
I don't know if anybody saw the thumbnail, but that's...
Do you think your car is high in the air or do you think it's low?
I mean, it's definitely low, but it's not like the lowest thing ever. So it's pretty low.
I don't agree with him. I think it's pretty low.
I think it's... Yeah.
This is going to be an episode where you're going to be bringing up a lot of stuff, Malcolm. I'm sorry.
Why?
He moves the beer.
Wait, why?
Because
What happened?
we got to look at Cole's car for one. And all his idols that we need to.
What's the name of that style that you have your car styled in? Isn't there a word for that?
There's a couple different things, right? So I guess my main style thing is Tohoku style, which is like there's a region in Japan called Tohoku, and that's where like Break Ito, he's from the Tohoku.
That's
area.
what
red car.
Yeah, that's. I think we talked about this.
But does that mean like low style or?
It was more so just like that look. So like the low, usually like monoblock T's or something.
That's
and
weird.
then like stock arrow.
Is the
like
actual
Plus.
name like a city or is it just?
It's like the region. So like northeast.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's northeast.
That's
so like
so
we're
weird.
Tohoku. So like when I went there and I talked to him, he was like, "Oh, you're Tohoku style, but America."
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool.
That's fire.
You
Because you
should've-
have been there.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Should have told him that's northeast style.
Yeah, you should have been like, yeah, that's New Jersey.
That's that Philly style. boy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I guess Pennsylvania is not northeast. Is it? No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's another car up here. Paolo's car was. We
Well,
had this.
Bosstown and all them.
Yeah, that too.
Like, I'm like, okay.
But I had another friend named Paolo who had a 180 as well. That
The red
was
one.
styled. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was styled like very, like case style type of
Yeah.
look.
K-Spec.
Not that woo woo KSPL baby. Coming back to you live. But yeah, we're K Special's on hold right now while I try to move stuff around.
But it's going to come back.
It's gonna come back and it's gonna be better. And I'm gonna finish the IS and that's gonna be the first car done and you guys are gonna see.
I like your hat.
Oh yeah, this is the new Faction Motorsports beanie,
Wow.
specially fitted. I'm sweating. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, Malcolm's got one on too.
Wow, Malcolm's is backwards, so you
Yeah.
can't see it.
Yeah, you know why he told me he likes doing that?
Why?
So that people don't stare at his forehead like and look at him.
That's exactly why I have it this way, because that way you don't have to look at me. You're just looking at my
but then,
eyes.
then like
It's a
focus.
sales tactic,
They'll
bruh.
focus on that and be like, "What does that say?"
Right between the eyes, Frankie. Right here. Sales tactic. Look right there. Look, I'm looking right at you.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Would you like to buy some windows?
Yes.
Okay. See,
Do you
there you go. I'm
have
not even
one
looking at
that can fit the door? We're trying to put a window in that front door.
you. Oh, I was like,
I don't know. You're selling windows.
I actually know somebody who sells windows, which is funny if you're curious. You can talk about that
Like
later.
glass, like
Yeah, like windows.
I'll have to hit him up.
yeah, Andy.
Anyway,
Yo, shout out Andy.
Yeah. Andy Nib. I don't know if he sells those kinds of windows, but we're going to try and we're going to make this happen. You might put some food on his plate.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm all about putting food on people's plates. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant, but it sounded weird.
I don't. What do you do for work, Cole?
Well, that's an awkward question.
Yeah.
Right now, nothing. But
Yeah.
Yo, word.
He builds 180s.
yeah.
So if
Well,
you need any,
I get other people to build them for me.
Oh,
'cause I
okay.
don't know what I'm doing.
but you style them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the vision.
It's only one. He's only styled one.
I'm
but-
like
don't-
a
A consult.
yeah, exactly.
I
That would
wish,
be like a peak job.
I
Like,
wish
I
there
just
was.
spend everybody else's money.
I had a
feel you.
business model for that for a little while where I was like, oh, you can just like consult if you wanted to do like tertiaries of like things and you send them like a suggestion. Like, you remember Fitment Industries? Before Fitment Industries, there was like another website. I can't remember what it was.
No, but don't they?
But you type in the spec of a wheel, you type in your car, and then it's there, and maybe somebody has a photo of it, and then you
yeah,
can-
that's pretty cool.
It's a good concept until you like
I
can't
mean-
find anything really.
I mean, dude, I've used that website.
I use
They
it
have
tons of
they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's useful. But then, like
How do they make money? They sell wheels on it, right?
advertise, I don't know.
I think they sell wheels.
But what
So-
I'm saying is like maybe there was like a console. So you're like a console for 180.
That's saying a lot.
Because
but-
you got you nerd out about. I mean, it's you test fitting kits. Fucking every time I see Cole doing it, I'm like, bro, just leave it on. You put it on already. How many times are we gonna test fit this thing? But it's part of the process. So
I
guess-
liked your car when it was your Osero, right?
It was like the origin version.
So it's like
but it was-
aggressive.
yeah, but it was back when it was because they updated it, right?
Yeah,
But it was
probably.
back when it was the exact same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looked
basically
really.
yours.
Yeah, it really did look exactly like it.
hmm
Now that I see your car now, though, it's hard for me to imagine it the way it was before.
I can.
Knowing what you like.
I actually like that body kit a lot.
I like it.
I like
hot.
it too. Like if it didn't fit, like this is not against anything. Like when I got the car, it was messed up. Like
beat
you could
up.
tell it was re-glassed and all that stuff.
So it didn't fit perfect.
He's like, whoa,
No,
whoa,
like
whoa.
okay, well, I'm going to stop you right there, Cole. I already know that even if it fit perfectly, you would have got rid of it and you would have got hot
No,
rod.
because here's the thing. If I was keeping that, if it was all good and it fit nice, then I was going to do like Sequoia Hills style, like that blue Sequoia Hills car.
I don't think you would have, though.
I literally have Sequoia Hills stickers.
But I feel like Break Ito is like your goal.
Well, yeah, that's like the... eventually it was going to be that anyway.
Pull it up, Mount.
Sequoia Hill style. Give it a goog. No, Sequoia Hill style. I'm thinking
Sequoia
GT
Hills
wing,
drifting, something like that.
bright color.
I don't know if I have any pictures of it.
Is it SEIK?
No.
SEKIA.
What I'm thinking is there's a car that Diego just painted, like maybe within this past year, that's orange. Thrash just reshared it. It's on Instagram. I think his name is Sayala.
Oh, yeah, that car is
The
cool.
180.
That is what I think of when you thought.
Is it
when you
180 or was it
said Sequoia
S15?
Hills.
What was it? What kind of car?
It's a 180, I think.
Malcolm,
Oh,
that
was it?
first blue one. Yeah, that one.
But yeah, that's what I think of is like a wing. Maybe that's actually not what I think
That's
of.
what Cole's car looked like, honestly.
But I love that orange car, though, with the wing on it that I was talking about.
Yeah, that car's cool.
But that one is also cool.
Everyone loves these Sequoia Hills car. What is that? That's a track, right?
Yeah, well, it used to be a track. So there's a shop called DEC, DEC, but it's
Oh, I
DEC.
see it there. Okay.
And it was a shop that they had at Sequoia Hills, and those were like the demo cars.
Okay.
And then Sequoia Hills closed and put a solar farm on.
Yeah, which is
Rip.
yeah, that's highly unfortunate. I played that track on Assetto, and that was a cool track.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
After turn one, there's that little like
Huge dip.
It's
where,
like
if you fuck it up, you're yard
sailing
the whole car.
everything. Yeah, that is.
Look, they even made it in the video game thing.
That front height though is nice. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, I know. This is
look at how nice and usable that front height
Yeah, this is how
You
cars
probably
should be, Cole.
Turn it. Is
Yeah,
that
but
not your
mine's
height?
cool.
That is kind of your.
No, it's not.
It's
dude.
off by like an inch.
His
and a half.
shit is lower. I mean, this is pretty low though. It looks like it's not, but it is.
That's like, I would be okay driving that and being like, oh yeah, this is cool still.
I like.
But
when you see a rear quarter panel, that's not an over fender.
That's what I was about
and
to
you
say.
And you can see the tire. That means it is pretty high in the air. But because once you put an over fender on it, everything is like confusing because if you put an over fender on that car right there, it would be like it would probably be fender to lip. Because if that quarter panel's pulled, it pulls it up a little bit.
When I think of putting an over on that, I immediately think it will look like Tom's car. That's what different. I feel like it changes it for me. Because like, look at how
Well, no, but Tom's got Type 3, so it's
thick arrow, but with stock body. Like, look at that. That looks so cool. Like, I don't know.
I like that car the way it is.
It brings it like it dates itself, and then it like I like it.
Are those metal fenders on front,
yeah.
Cole?
No, they're
No, right?
M Sports.
Yeah. Okay. I knew you would know every intricate detail of this car.
I'm just looking at it, and like you guys talk, what I find myself doing when you guys talk about these different styles is I'm like, I look at that and I like it because it's an S chassis. It's a S13. It's a hatch. Like it's got cool aero on it. It's what I associate with the term S13, I guess.
Can you click the photo below to the right, Malcolm? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a little Wingington
Is
on
that a real photo? Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like
Yo.
a scan from
It's
a
a
magazine
scan
where
of a
it's-
real. Yeah. Okay.
That looks good.
See, it is low though.
Are those like 10
you could tell by
AS
the
in the
rear.
rear?
I don't know. I mean, it's
Does
got
those
some
look
camber.
deeper?
Those look big.
You can never tell because unless you can see how much the quarter panel's pulled.
But now you moved your car from that to more of a hot road. So that's the other style that you like, the
Right.
Northeast
Yeah. So
one.
no matter what, I was going to do like Koki OEM Plus style, I guess, eventually. It
Yeah.
was just a matter of like, I guess the big thing was I blew up the Urus kit pretty good. So I was like, well, I guess it's time to buy a body kit.
How'd you do that?
I was going to a car show, not to be in the car show. It was like some boomer car show with like Porsches and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was at a school and there were speed bumps in the school, like getting there to the parking lot. Speed bumps were fine. Like I scraped, but not anything like major. And then when I actually got to where the parking was, they're like, oh yeah, you have to park on the grass hill.
Oh no.
I was like, oh, sick. So
I think I remember this happening. Actually,
it was literally the week before I left for Japan the first time. So like I wasn't super angry about it because I was like, it's fine.
Did you like run over your front bumper?
Yeah, kind of. I did the thing where like I'm driving forward, and then I can see the edges of the bumper pointing upwards, and then I was like, "That's not good." So then I started backing up, and then I could see the front of the bumper, and I'm like,
Yeah, you just got stuck, and that was that. Like you couldn't go forward or backwards.
Yeah, so that front bumper got pretty messed up. It was already like I said, the fitment on the passenger side, JDM passenger side, because it's real 180.
Oh shit!
Passenger side was like
left
really off with the fender.
Yeah.
So it just never fit super well.
Did you
the
have
rear and the skirts were like perfect though?
Did you have fiberglass fenders on there originally or no?
So originally when I got the car, it was like Origin 55 mils on the front.
Oh really?
With the stock rear. And
what did you end up putting on there?
Stock metal.
That probably looked wonky.
Yeah,
like
it was.
Yeah, that's confused.
It was definitely a look.
Someone probably just like threw them on there to sell the car or something.
Yeah.
I feel like, that doesn't make sense. All right, well, we did a lot of work to that car too when you originally got it, I think. And
what did you do on it?
I wish I could tell you, but I don't remember. Did you bring it here twice or was it only that one time or the last time?
Twice.
That's what I thought. Okay.
The first time I brought it here, I had already had it for maybe like 2 years. It was already like low at that point. Because when I got it, it was like monster truck.
Yeah.
Like really bad. And then the coilers were seized. So
how long have you had the car?
February will be 4 years.
Like you got it right when COVID started?
Right. 2021.
Okay.
February 2021.
So
like a year into COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought COVID here on that thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just remember getting a package from overseas during COVID and I was like,
you were scared?
I don't know. Maybe I should not open this charging cable that I just ordered from eBay.
Do you remember when they were putting like dollar bills and like, what is that thing? Malcolm, do you remember they put it in some kind of like weird case and it shot like sunlight at it or something, like UV rays?
What?
Yeah, people were doing this. They were like, oh yeah.
That is, how did you get to that from me ordering something online?
Because like if they get something and they'd put it in there and they thought like, oh, it might have COVID on it. I'm like, what? I don't think that's how
real.
it works. Yeah, people were freaking out.
So you took delivery of that thing in 2021?
Mm-hmm. I picked it up in a Walmart parking lot.
Was it already stateside or did you get through an importer?
I got it from an import dealership. So I was like eyeing this car for a while because it was in the auctions for a pretty long time because it ended up being kind of like a piece of shit. But,
well, don't they tell you like the grade and everything?
Yeah, but that's like, people fudge stuff all the time. And it's like,
what grade was
But if it's
yours?
bad,
was it
it's
an
probably...
A+?
No, it was like R, which is that's the tough thing with the grades is like, you could get an R grade just for having like a body kit.
Oh.
Not necessarily. I don't know like the specifics of it.
What does R mean?
Just like,
I think we tried to look this up once, but it was hard to figure it out.
Sorry.
I don't know if you want to look that up, Malk, but...
Sorry, I'm just giggling because I don't know, I was going to make a joke. What does R mean?
Oh, okay. All right. Carl's getting crazy.
Brain melt. Dude.
Brain rot. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's bad.
All right, I want to see this grading system.
The grading system, the little check sheet, the little chart.
See, grade R stands for vehicles with repair history. Oh.
Or major modification.
Like a stroker kit.
Yeah,
like a wide body kit or something.
That's bad though. Like grade R can either mean it's great or it's totaled. And
my car was the totaled one.
Hey, that's a risk that you take and I'm sure is put there in a very strategic fashion.
So here's the thing. It was at the dealership and I actually got, Kevin, the red DN 180. It was in Houston. So
Essence Kevin. You know,
yeah.
The red 180SX, Texas. Yeah.
So we didn't know each other at all. I knew his car and I followed him because of his car, but the car was in Houston. I was like, hey dude, you know these cars. Do you want to go look at this for me?
So it was like already imported, like.
Yeah. So I didn't buy it until after it got here, but I was like, I had seen it in the auctions.
Okay, what did
So I was
Kevin say to
watching
you?
it. He did like a full report basically and like
Really?
all that stuff. I like sent him like a template.
Yeah,
He was like, it's not awful. Like it's a base for a build.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely not awful.
And then I got it and there was a ratchet strap holding on the intercooler, which he
Well.
told me about. And then I talked to them about it and they're like, oh yeah, we'll fix it. Yeah, fix
It
it.
came with the ratchet strap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I still have it in my room, I think.
That's not as bad as what I feel like you could get.
Yeah, you could definitely get worse. Like it's not
Like
super rusty.
subframe rot, like
Yeah.
floor rot, like everything. Just rot is what would piss me off if that's what the route that I chose to take was. Like
Yeah.
going out of my way to go get like this really nice hatch, if in this case, and then getting like a rot box. Like I would hate that.
Yeah. And to be fair, I wasn't necessarily looking for pristine. Because I knew I was going to drift it.
Oh, that's smart.
Well, did you know this about Cole?
What?
Did you have the IS already at this time?
Did
Yes.
I know this about Cole?
He knows more than anybody.
Come on.
I'm the OG Faction IS.
Blue
He
ISington.
is.
I'm the
Before
OG.
me,
His
you had
IS was here.
blue.
Yeah.
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 And it was nice.
And it was OEM manual.
Yeah.
mint as
Yeah.
fuck. I'm so sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of it on your Instagram?
Do you have a picture of it totaled on your Instagram? 'Cause
That's
what I was.
right.
Yes.
Cool.
So, Malcolm, if you scroll down,
That's so unfortunate.
there's going to be a picture
dude.
of the 180, like 3/4 view, when it's like all blue. Down more. A little bit more. A little bit more. That one right next to the wheel picture.
This
Yeah.
grading system is so
and then
ridiculous.
if you click like the next slide.
Oh yeah.
That's the old
Oh yeah.
IS.
Pull that up. Yeah.
yeah, that's literally Carl.
that looks
work
so,
metal buff CR
that
cars.
looks so good.
I had the Ganondor's on there before I had anything else on the car.
Oh shit.
So
yeah.
it was like stock ride height, stock wheel. And then I bought a pair
Altezza
of
headlights. Look
yeah,
at that.
Yeah. I bought a pair of CR Kiwamis without buying like another pair. So I had the 16 stocks. You know what those are?
Uh-huh.
I had the 16 stocks in the front and then the 17-inch CR Kiwamis in the rear.
That probably
stock
drove
ride height.
real wonky.
It looked so fucking stupid. But
That thing is sweet. Look at that.
Yo, so when you got into drifting, did you have any specific cars you liked, or was it more like?
yeah, like I always wanted an S chassis.
Oh, okay.
Why'd you get this then? The IS.
Because
being this.
I didn't have any money and my parents were going to help me buy a car, but the stipulation was I had to have an airbag.
Okay.
There's like a
Or I had to
couple
have
in there.
multiple airbags.
Yeah, there's a few in there.
And then when I put my racing seat in it, my mom got really mad because there's an airbag in the seat.
Yeah,
She was like, "Are you taking airbags out?" I'm like,
Just
"It's
one.
fine.
it's just one.
You got like 6 more.
It's just one. And it's there because you swash around in that
You
seat."
should have been like,
This
Mom,
is
you
nice
said
and
a
bolstered.
airbag. There's a airbag in here. I'm taking out the
I saw through
extras.
the window. There was a thrash seat in there, and that is literally what my car looks like from that.
Did it
height.
come with the thrash seat?
Nah,
Oh,
I got
okay.
it like completely stock.
Okay.
Only thing it had was the Altezza grill, but it had like a Lexus badge.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember. I mean, we should go over that you went to California at some point when you were young, and
Yeah,
you took drifting lessons
I did.
with who was it?
Taka Aono,
Yeah,
OG
pretty crazy.
What the fuck?
US
US
886
drifter.
King.
Yeah.
So I learned on an 886.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
What in the hell was this, Cole?
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck?
I was 19, so I forget what year.
So
that
like
would
2
be,
years
but,
ago?
Probably like
3 years ago?
2017?
4?
Or did I make that up?
2018.
Okay.
5?
Yeah.
6?
So like right before you came here.
Yeah. So I had the IS already.
Are you from California?
No.
Okay. I thought I was missing a large.
No. He's from here and they got into drifting and then I don't know how you ended up at that school.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should.
That's like a little far away from here.
Yeah, a little bit.
How'd you end up doing that or making that connection?
I was just trying to figure out ways to actually drift because the car wasn't ready for it yet.
Uh-huh.
And that was like going to be a whole thing. And my mom was trying to think of ideas of like family vacation stuff. And I was doing research on like drift schools or whatever. And then I saw this one. I'm like, oh, that's Taka. Oh, I can learn how to drift on an
Yeah.
886. Nobody else is going to let you do that.
And there weren't really a lot of drift schools then.
Yeah,
either.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is sick.
Yeah, like East Coast Drift School was not a thing.
Yeah.
Yet, which if you are now,
Reese's thing is not a thing.
Yeah,
It's
that
not
was-
a thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
And then like literally right after you did that, they started making schools.
Yeah.
But
And then even when they did that, I still went over there because it's my buddy now.
yeah, that's cool.
So you drifted his 8.6 or what the school's 8.6.
Yeah, it's his car, but he's got like 6 8.6s or something.
What did he have you
That's
do?
crazy.
Do you remember?
Started off like donuts and then figure eights, and then
sick.
I think by the end of the day, maybe not the first time, but maybe the first time. I think by the end of the day, I was doing like third gear entries.
Holy shit.
What track was this at? Irwindale?
Willow Springs.
Oh,
on
Willow Springs.
balcony. You know, like the big. It's basically just like a big skid pad, and
Yeah,
there's like
I've
that
seen
green
that.
building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I've seen people learning how to drift there too.
That's cool as hell. What the fuck?
Yeah.
it's super
And then you
cool.
came here and then got an IS.
Yeah, so he came here and he told me that whole story. And I was like, oh, wow, what the fuck?
And I think that was actually, I had gone a second time since before, because then I drove. The first time I went, I drove an 886, and then he also had like a stock IS. So I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
Where you
I'm gonna
going?
drive that. Big piss guy over here.
Just stare at him through the window. Where you going, Carl? All right, sorry.
But yeah. And then the second time I went, I did the 8.6 again. And then I did like a VQ S14.
Oh, really?
So it was like a VQ in the CD09.
Why do people put
CD09.
VQs into anything?
I think it was literally just because it was like more, it was like 300-ish horsepower. So it was like, and not turbo. I think was the big thing because that brings a whole lot more maintenance stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But it's like, why don't you just buy a Z then?
I think he just didn't like Z's.
Yeah, I
be
agree with
honest.
that.
It's like, yeah.
But it's, I don't know. It seems like a lot of work, you know? I'd probably leave a KA in there, NA, before I did all that work.
He had one of those too. He had an
Okay,
AK
this guy's
on.
rich. All right, never mind. But he doesn't still do pro drifting, right? So is he just doing the school?
He does the school. He does spotting for one of the Pro 2 guys.
Oh, of course. That
And
makes
then,
sense.
Or Pro Spec, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then he just posted something recently. He's helping with like feeder series, like Pro-Am feeder
Oh, yeah.
series, I think.
Okay.
I don't know the details on it, but
You plan on going back there eventually?
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. I haven't seen him in a little while.
I feel like the more the focus is on your own car now and trying to.
Yeah. Like I would totally take my car out there.
Yeah. That would be different.
The only thing is it would be like the idea of you bringing your car there is for like setup tips. And it would immediately be,
Yeah.
hey, raise your car. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, no.
Well, does he have a history of like drifting low cars at some point or no? I don't know anything about him. I know he drove an A86 for the
talking about
longest
Taka
time.
still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Early days, I wouldn't say anything was like super low, but you don't generally have like slammed 8.6s though. I mean,
I
you
don't know.
do,
They're pretty
but-
small because they got small wheels.
But
Yeah,
have you
pretty
seen
low.
have you seen like the way that he would have his setup to drive like
Not
with other
really.
people? It's like it's like a pretty performance oriented car. Like it wasn't like on the ground.
This is the same guy that was in FD with an A86 for a long time.
That's the
right?
one I'm
He
talking
only
about.
drove
That's the
A86.
only
Yeah.
car that I
He
know.
started in the beginning of FD until 2015.
Yeah, when he left, that was when I stopped giving a shit about FD.
That is the only car that I know from Taka. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not so knowledgeable with it, but since I know that, I'm like, oh, okay, that must.
How
be
much
his
power did
taste.
that thing make? Does anyone know? Can you
They-
look up this guy?
What was it powered by?
By the
20
end of
valve?
it, by the end of it, he had like some V6 in it, I think.
Oh, really?
And it was making like
Oh.
5.
I thought it was
Okay.
still a 4-cylinder 4A. Fucking
No
He
way.
ran
dude.
that for a while. Like he had like Hasselgreen Motorsports, which do like, it's called Formula Atlantic. So it's like Formula open wheel cars, but they have 4 AGEs in them.
Okay.
He had those engines in them at
That's
some point.
sick.
And then turboed them.
Everyone loves that engine.
I
It's
like the
cool.
way it sounds. Do you ever hear when it gets on the gas and it's like, like fucking.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
The third time I went there, he had 2 8.6s. So he had like the normal one, which was just like a standard blue top 16 valve with like 90 horsepower or whatever. And then he had another one that was,
380?
450 eventually at the wheels.
yeah.
Yo, he's running an FC
Well, that was with
Turbo
the-
2 transmission.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That was with just the 4AG. So I think later when he had the other engine in it, it made more.
Bro, this
Can you give us some photos?
This AI
man?
thing is freaky on the search engine.
It's actually pretty good.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah.
It's scary.
You can watch AI get better
Whoa,
in real time.
get smoked.
Yeah, I remember that car.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, this thing is...
That thing's sweet.
Yeah, the car had some swag too, which was cool.
Frankie, I found a shell for
He lost every fucking
3,500
event
the other
every
day.
time.
3,500, I found a shell of one of those.
How much of a shell is a shell? Like,
Roller.
it's got enough...
Roller. Interior too.
I'd probably consider that.
Dude, right next to your fucking other one that doesn't run and is also
Right?
not complete.
Right, might as well just put
You
them
should
all
put
in
it
there.
next to the other one that's not complete and the other one and the other one that's also not complete.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that was cool.
The big thing with Taka too is because he's like OG guy. It was like a more, he taught me, and because I wanted this, he taught me more like Japanese style driving.
So he like hit you like when you did wrong.
Yeah. He would smack me.
Yep.
He would crash into me on purpose. No. But
Fucking retarded, Carl.
Dude, like
So he beat you? No.
did he beat you to a pulp when you didn't get an A+?
So the bamboo
Oh, okay.
sticks? Yeah, no, it wasn't like that.
Did he put a cup in by the fucking air vent and then make you not smell it?
He had a
drop?
really good story going, and then all right, sorry. So he was giving you like an old school.
yeah, and
Beat.
old school like style of driving. And then I think one of the other cool things too is we would just talk, because I was also learning Japanese at that point. So we would just like, he speaks English. He speaks like perfect English. But just because I also was learning Japanese, we would practice a little
You're like,
bit.
speak Japanese to me.
Yeah. And then he would just like tell me random stories from back in the day. And
That's
like
cool.
little tips like, oh yeah, if your car's hot and you're parking in the pit and you need it to cool down, you park in the direction that the wind is blowing.
That's the craziest shit I've
What
ever
the
heard.
fuck?
That's the
I
craziest
am
shit I've
not
heard.
going to those lanes. I thought you were going to tell me.
Yo,
like,
he ain't wrong, but that is some Japanese shit.
I thought, well,
It really is.
you know where I would park it? I would go right up to that little embankment at E-Town, right outside of Pete's, like close to the tower machine. Park
Yeah.
it straight up that bitch.
fucking Americans just like, yeah, make sure you leave it on. That's all we thought of. Just leave it on so the fan's on. But he's like, oh, park in the direction of the wind. That's crazy, man.
Damn, man. Just why the fuck?
Why are we so behind?
No, we're not behind. It's just our style is different.
I know, but that's
Your
cool,
style's
man.
different. My style different. Cole's style different.
Imagine you're getting out of the car like, hold on, I gotta move.
It's funny because there's stuff like that, but then there's other things where like, I think the first time I went and we pulled up, he was underneath one of the cars, I think changing the oil with a cigarette in his mouth.
Of course.
Which is
I
like
do the same thing.
sick as shit.
Yeah, I mean, Carl takes shits with cigarettes in his mouth. He does everything.
Dude, no, I can't. I wish I could do that. That'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Oh, no,
No cigs in the house.
You can't smoke in there?
No cigs in the house.
Can you smoke in here?
Soon.
Once we get that vent
Dude,
installed.
no, all we need is a device that would sit right here.
Wait, hear me out. Malcolm,
Hold
I have an
it
idea.
right here.
I have an idea. What if we put the vent right there and we dump it into the foyer?
What is that gonna do?
Just hotbox the foyer with cigarette smoke.
That sounds like the worst thing I've ever
There might
heard.
not be any.
That's why not just make it go outside?
We got to cut a hole in the roof, and then I don't, it's not my building.
But if you put it into the foyer, you're still gonna smell it in here.
Why don't you just shortcut it right out to the front? We're not making this happen.
No,
I've
we should,
accepted
we
the fact.
should, but it's gonna take a minute.
I just got to quit smoking, I guess.
Dude, my landlord did entertain the idea. He's like, he wanted to make a bar. I'm like, sir, I'm not.
Pretty
this
sure
isn't
he
a
said
bar.
it's fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A bar.
He's like, oh, you got the bar in there? I'm like, there's no bar in here, dude.
At the end
No,
of the day,
no,
this is
no,
a
no,
warehouse.
no. I can. This landlord talk is what he probably said was
He
like,
just wants to hang
oh,
out."
got a bar in there? Huh. Then that to Frankie, that means, yo, I think it'd be okay if we built a speakeasy in there.
No. I think Malcolm agrees. I think he said, because I brought it up to him, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And we'll see. It's not pertinent. We
Yeah,
can
we'll see.
go outside and go do whatever it is we got to do.
But
out
you
there.
said, but every time a podcast starts, you say, "Can I smoke in here?" So I figured you might want.
I know I think it's funny. I mean, like, I've been like lessening my consumption of smoking. I don't know when I'm going to quit smoking. It'll happen eventually, but it's not good for me. It's not
Probably
good
when
for
you
anybody.
start coughing up tar.
Maybe.
That
I mean,
shit-
I'm trying to run a half marathon with Javi in the fucking spring. I've been running every day
Alright.
this week so far. It's been good.
You do anything like that, Cole?
Like physical stuff?
Yeah. No.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
How
I've
do
been
you
trying to
expect
get more into skateboarding.
Dude,
lately.
Cole,
Oh,
this
skateboarding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always
Did-
like wanted to be good at it, but I sucked.
Malcolm can show you how to kickflip after this.
Bro, that annoys me so greatly that he can just get on and do that.
Yeah.
Does it not?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he could just do anything he wants. So.
No, but
I got a board in my car.
Oh, he brought it.
it's only -20 out.
So you can actually skateboard, like for real?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can kind of do an ollie, but I can barely like move on the board, which is
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
So that's
important.
pretty bad. All right.
Yeah.
No, but look, let me tell you, that is the funnest shit to get.
An ollie?
No, not even so. You to learn from literally bare bones. You just got to roll from this end of the room to the other. You got a lot. Like that's like having 7 seasons of a show like loaded up. Like you
Yeah.
can just continuously learn on that one thing. That's fun part because then you can. Before you get to the trick portion, you can go like, oh, okay, maybe I want to be a longboarder.
I feel like the coolest thing is being able to move and ollie over something.
Ooh, yeah, because there's like that
That's-
timing. I get freaked out about that. That
Yeah,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
like get
I'm
caught.
terrible.
Yeah,
But when you do it, you're like, oh, wow, I can do this.
I could ollie over one skateboard, and I think I tried here and like heard a little click in my knee and never tried it again.
Yeah. My ankle's not good either.
No knees. Knees are bad.
My ankle's fucking fucked up. I don't know why.
But then Malcolm's fucking jumping over off the loading dock and shit.
No,
and
I'm not.
doing tray
You
flips.
probably could, though.
I'm not.
You probably could, though.
Every time you get on a skateboard, you're like, whatever. Boop, tray flip attempt. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's like, kickflip first try? All right.
and when you land, like your feet are just like, and for me, when I see that, I'm like, yep, that's what's gonna happen.
I tried to do a kickflip for like 3 years of my life. Never landed it.
But what I was gonna say is like as a joke, like drifting and stuff like that. Drifting, I feel like is pretty taxing on the body. And when I'm not physically active versus when I'm physically active and I go drifting, that shit goes hand in hand. Like I'm tired in the car.
A lot of hand movement.
Yeah, and like
Arms.
arms and legs and coordination and shit.
Yeah,
like
I pull this muscle all the time if I go drifting because I'm just like,
maybe don't
e-brake. Don't use the e-brake.
maybe don't fucking handbrake on the
Yeah,
fucking
you're
top
right.
freaking-
I agree with that. That is definitely true. And don't
Like-
pull the handbrake like it's life or death.
Well, no, I pulled a handbrake like it's.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why. Like it's gonna work whether I.
Well, I'm doing it with a purpose. Like I'm like, ha! Like fucking pulling a handbrake.
I don't know. And
Does
then
your handbrake work, Cole?
Works good.
Nice.
handbrake with the left hand. That's weird.
Handbrake entry at every single corner.
Oh,
Like
okay.
those.
So that's embarrassing.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. I was watching all the videos.
That's not
I was
180.
like, this sucks.
Well, at least you know now that you. Well, it felt comfortable probably, and you were probably scared, and your car's low. And
Is
you were
that
at
the
Club
first
Loose.
180 driftington that you've done?
First, like real. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely haven't done anything in a parking lot ever.
No, you should. I mean, well, yeah, you shouldn't. I didn't do that the other day either.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done
Yeah.
that.
Guys, we're not being watched by like police. We're good.
Yeah, I
You
drifted
don't
in a
know me,
parking lot
Frankie.
real
You don't
quick.
know me.
Oh, you got people looking for you.
Nah.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Did
getting
you see? I
gang
went
stalked.
driftington in a little parking lot the other day.
I saw it.
That shit was cool.
I sent it to the cops.
I had to drive around for 2 hours looking for a place to drift. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get.
I was
arrested
wondering where
here.
you were. I was like, where the
1 minute from my
Because you
house.
said one spot, and I was like, oh, he's not there.
I went somewhere and unnamingly, I'm going to say what happened. There was somewhere I was going to that before I feel like there was no one ever there. And it's a very cool spot to maybe see the sunset or something.
Oh, that's cute.
But then when I went there the other day, I guess TikTok and like Instagram, I saw it on an Instagram
What?
reel that it was a nice place to watch a sunset. There's like a lot of accounts like that.
So you said, I'm
So
gonna
then
fuck this
I'm
shit up.
sitting there and I'm like,
I'm going
fuck.
to ruin this for everybody.
Everybody's still fucking here. Like, why is there so many people? So then I wait, and there was like one car left to go, and then like another 3 showed up.
Carl went there because he knew there'd be a lot of people there with cameras.
No, I was waiting for everyone to leave so
Yo,
that
get
I
this
can
clip.
drift real quick and go home.
He's like, yo, give this clip of me
Man.
real quick with the sunset.
It was so hard. I was like, why am I even trying to street drift, man? I could just hit a East Coast drift school.
True. True.
But sometimes I just want to drift I want to drift real quick, go home. Like maybe I go get a coffee, drift, have a coffee, smoke a cigarette,
Go to
home.
jail.
No, maybe.
Whatever.
Maybe
I mean,
total
something
the
I
car,
noticed-
call Chris, call Daryl. Fuck, dude, I need a ride. Get the trailer, get the wind.
Hit a pole.
Yep, crash, hit a curb.
Something I noticed is like if I'm at an event and I'm driving an event, I'm like hyper focused on making sure that I'm being like perfect and
I
like
could see you doing
trying to
that.
be like as good driving as possible
Yeah.
to the point where like I forget that I'm supposed to be having fun.
Yeah,
Like
that
I'm still
sucks.
having fun, but I'm like so hyper focused on that. Whereas if I'm definitely not doing anything in a parking lot, I'm just there,
Fucking around.
right?
No,
So I
that's
don't really care.
that's real. Like, but when you were drifting though, would you say? I feel like you're just locking in. Like you know it's time to lock in, so you're trying to work on your craft, and
For
that's
sure.
fine.
I don't give a fucking damn unless there's someone next to me or behind me. Then I care.
What?
Like I don't care if I'm at the track or on the street. I don't care how I look either way. But if there's someone ahead of me or behind me, like in tandem, then
What?
I'm like, okay.
Even on the solo laps, that solo
I don't
laps.
give a shit. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna try to have fun. But
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't-
I feel like solo laps you could learn, so then you can bring it into the tandem.
I just don't.
Isn't that really what you
know.
want?
Like I just
Is that
never,
not what you
I never
want?
cared about like progressing my driving. I just want to go have fun.
Shut the fuck up right now.
I swear to God.
Shut the
You can ask everyone. That's how I've always been.
Hell no.
I don't give a damn about
You got to
getting
get
better at drifting. I just care about drifting.
But there
that's
is
it.
a point where you know how like I don't know. You ever watch? Well, I'm going to bring it back to skateboarding, even though none of us here have any fucking.
Yeah, we really don't.
But
I mean,
like I'm saying, like if I watch somebody skateboarding and for some reason they want to learn a new trick, since their wheelhouse is like fucking, I don't know, McTwists and shit.
okay, that's kind of crazy.
Like
All right.
then like doing like a quadruple kickflip isn't as bad. They're like, all right, let me try it since it's going to take this amount of pressure. I'm gonna just kickflip.
now,
you know?
now relate that.
Now
to,
relate that to driving. Like it's like you having fun. Like your wheelhouse is already, you already learned enough. You know, you probably have no idea that you had to progress to that point. You had to though.
yeah, I guess.
You didn't just like
Yeah, I guess.
start doing it. Like we all fucking.
Okay.
I still gotta learn. Like I still like doing solo laps. I hate when people don't like doing solo.
I
laps.
like solo laps.
I like solo laps because then I'm just there having fun. I like having fun. Is part of having fun is like learning
yeah.
the new part of it.
I mean, like getting a line. Like if you've been to a track where you never been and you're like trying to get the line down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
That is so
yeah,
fun.
that's different to me, I guess, than what I thought we were
Yeah.
talking about.
And
Yeah.
you've drifted E-Town in the IS before, right?
Right. Yeah.
So now but now you get to 180.
Yeah. And it was
Why?
like immediately like infinitely better.
Yeah.
Not because it's a better car.
That's
per se, but it's just like
that
It
is
is.
crazy.
the setup is just.
I can tell you're just excited. You might be saying some things.
The IS was not set up at all. It had coilovers and
Dude.
like the stock VLSD, which
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But hey, stock form, that IS was still driftable totally.
oh yeah, like I did it.
But like it would be like lazy drift. It's like,
So you did the backtrack.
Yeah.
And you did the backtrack in the IS.
Yeah.
So how's that first to second turn in the IS versus the 180?
IS, it was kind of like terrifying because I would like try to e-brake into it. And the big thing with the IS was I was never know exactly what it was going to do.
Okay.
Like it just felt super unpredictable. I know it's not.
I mean,
was bad.
the
but
VLSD probably made
yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, so,
unpredictable.
like,
made it scary.
that like the grass right there,
yeah.
I went off at that
Like
spot,
the
5
outside
times.
of, like, where are you? You're doing the,
coming down the hill
okay.
into the second
Yeah.
corner.
So you
I went off in the
which-
IS like
Holy crap, that's a pretty
3 or 4
high
times.
The outside?
drop off.
Like if you're coming down that track, the outside
Yeah.
grass? Yeah, like
Yeah.
you flew off.
Holy shit, yeah. That is where
Okay.
the drop off is like that.
Yeah.
because I was like, oh yeah, I need to go really fast.
I
'cause
mean,
this
he's
car's
not wrong.
slow
You
and
really do
heavy.
need to go
Yeah,
fast.
totally, yeah.
But
And then I try to pull the e-brake and it like kind of locks up, but not quite. And then more or less what it was is I would try to get it to angle and then it just wouldn't hold
okay.
and it would just keep going.
It would just snap back.
Not even that. It would just like keep rotating. And it wasn't even like I was over,
Okay.
like I wasn't throwing a ton of angle. It just didn't stop.
Okay, well, that's my problem when I drive his car and any other IS, I always feel like it's over rotating, and I'm not quick enough to like catch it or something.
Nah, you just need to be off the pack. You don't worry. It's not that crazy.
To be fair, this could all just be because I'm not good. That's totally possible.
Oh yeah,
steering-
No, we're not used to the cars, but
The steering of an IS is pretty numb. That's why I
But
wanted.
could you at least say that it's not like a 240?
Oh, it's not.
Okay.
If I got in a 240 and for me to do the things that I do in my car, like it would be completely
And the lower
different.
the IS goes, the crazier it is. Because I got into what's his face's car. Unfortunately,
Chris's.
it has whatever it
FDF.
has. FDF.
Yeah.
And yours
How do you
obviously
not
doesn't.
remember Chris's name? That is insane.
No, I said I don't remember the name of the.
Suspension.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wisefab, but I know it doesn't have Wisefab.
Yeah, no, it's FDF.
Futifa.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this feels kind of normal, but I can still feel that
Yeah.
sensation that it wants to.
I was quite confused when I turned around and saw Chris and then his car or Monica's car. I don't know whose car it was.
Yeah.
And they were like, that's Frankie. And I'm like, what the fuck? He
Well,
was just spinning out in my car.
Well, Chris came up to the line. He got out and he was talking to me about your car and me drifting it. And then he said something along the lines of, like, you want to drive a real car, like making fun of your car or something. But I didn't catch on to what he was doing. And then he walks away. And then, Kid was there next to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I could not drive Carl's car. I don't know what's going on. And he's like, well, Chris just asked you to drive his car. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, he just offered for you to drive his car. I was like, did he? He's like, yeah. And you just ignored him. I was like, oh. So I just walked over and I was like, can I drive your car? And he's like, oh yeah, here. I was like, what the fuck? So I drove his and I was like, because I wanted to feel if it was your car or if I was really that bad. And it was somewhere in the middle.
That's got more caster, more
Yeah.
like this is from Carl's suspension theory, okay, which is
Yeah.
not accurate.
I wish I knew what the fuck was going on with that car, but I don't.
Since you're spinning and Chris's car maybe had more caster than mine,
And it
because
probably had
my
more
car's
angle
got pretty
too,
low,
right?
and yeah, it's got more angle.
So
whatever. But there's no corners on car track that'll make the angle a problem.
Yeah.
So like, I think since you weren't doing the thing I told you, which is like hucking it, you have to huck it to make it.
Yeah, but in my head, it'd be way worse because then it's going to spin even faster. I'm going to lose it.
Because what you're spinning out, because the wheel isn't going like, it's not catching. And then Chris's car has more caster, so the natural return to
I
center
think I
is
see what you're saying.
is a lot more. And my car used to be a lot more as well when I was on the other knuckle setup, but now I'm on like a very OEM knuckle.
Like the wheel's turning, but it's not.
It's not turning fast enough.
It's so weird because it feels like the opposite.
No, you have to fucking you've seen videos of me in there. It does
I
not
know.
look pretty.
You look
I'm fucking
but you drive the car fine. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even look.
But you have to do that to make. In my opinion, that's what I learned. I have to do.
And his car your IS was low too.
Yeah.
Probably the same height as yours.
It was nice. Yeah, your car looked great.
Yeah. So I mean, I never drove your car, but I'm sure it felt the same way his does.
Lazy
So,
drift. It's
yeah,
just like,
way different than the S chassis.
Yeah.
So you got an S chassis, and how was that second turn or first to second turn then?
It felt like I could actually put the car where I wanted it.
Not to mention the power is way more.
ooh,
Yeah, but even that, I was telling you before, it's like I had zero grip
Yeah.
for reasons. So like I
The
would
reason is he has a lot
for
of
a
camber in
reason
the
is
back.
because the car is too low.
no, I think it's the
Cole.
600 treadwear tires. But,
That
you know,
too.
Those are fine.
And you got like 3 degrees of camber in the back.
Yeah, I mean,
5.5.
What?
Yeah.
see,
Oh my God.
the 600 treadwear problem is not your problem.
5 degrees is
It's a lot. Ito used to run 4.5, but
4.5 is way too much.
he was like same tire setup as me. So 225/40. He had 4.5 degrees of rear camber, and he also had a TD06.
I love how he
So
just
he's
spits,
just, like,
spits the
fucking
facts out of a car that
blowing
was
shit
made
out.
20
No,
years
but
ago.
if this is so, if along with some other friends of mine, if that's a style that you like, you know about this shit. Like it's
Yeah.
not shocking me that you knew all of that about that car.
He'll tell you his blood type.
I
too.
don't know. I wish I knew more about stuff like that because then maybe it would give me some sort of direction instead of me literally just sitting there like,
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to Cole. I get it. I've looked at the 180SX thread on Zilvio a long time.
I think it's
Hours.
a double-edged sword because then you get into the like where I'm at is okay. I have a blue 180 with bronze CEs, blue and white, and hot road. So, E-Tie replica.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but yeah, but.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of ways to make it different, but I don't want to because that's the look that I want.
Yeah, you just don't copy the entire livery and then you're good.
Yeah, but
That's it. That's the only
but
thing.
like, okay, if that's what you want to do, don't let, especially anybody in this room or
What does that
anyone
mean?
like to tell you no. Like, I feel like if that's what you want to go do that.
Oh yeah, I'm at
Like-
a point now where like I don't care enough to be like, oh,
What is that?
It's the water machine. It makes some noise sometimes. You gotta slap
I was
it.
wondering, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, if that's what you want to do, dude, totally do that. I don't know why I also get in that. I know what you're feeling.
Carl will do anything opposite of what we tell him to do. So
Well, no,
it's kind
I
of a
got-
little different, but
They will tell me something, and I will need to go analyze it on my own.
that's
for a
what that
few.
is.
And then I
get
will
that, though.
come back with my tail between my legs and go,
That's better.
and then go. Yeah, I had to get the BN looking body kit. It's
Dude,
just-
don't even bring that up. That's crazy. Carl literally, I've been trying to get Carl to buy the BN Sports body kit for his car for 3 years. I was like, I'm pretty sure that kit looks the best. He's like, no, dude, that's the worst one. That is the ugliest body kit ever. And I bring it up all the time. And, I don't really tell Carl what to do, but sometimes I'll be like, yo, I mean, the BN Sports looks good. He's like, no, dude, no, that's the worst body. So the other day was Black Friday, and Carl walks in and goes, yo, I bought a body kit.
I did.
shit.
It's the BN Sports rep. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And Malcolm was like,
They canceled the order anyway.
that's what happened. We were wondering what happened because
I messaged Frankie and was like, yo, how much is an actual one? And
Yeah.
he told me a price, and I cannot right now, but
trying to get those deals for
I
Black
know
Friday.
I'm trying, but
We still got Origin
it's
and
still
stand
too much.
spoilers.
Yeah, there is. And then I wanted to do the Origin. What is that one? Attack?
Drift line?
Drift? That one?
Yeah.
Origin Drift line for JZX 100. We were on that Faction Live Instagram, and I know a bunch of people were watching me just staring at this thing, trying to cook this idea. I had my thinking face on the whole day. I was just like,
He wants to buy a JZX Driftline kit and then cut it up immediately.
and put it on the IS.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a good idea, but it might be better to not.
Do you remember the podcast with roll-offs?
Yes.
Josh. Shout out Josh. I miss Josh.
Yeah, we should get Josh back on here.
But he was just in Japan. I
That's
don't know
why
if
we
he's still
should
there.
definitely get him back on here. Yeah.
I can hear him now. Yeah. Like, that's, I don't know. Like, that's Josh. Just always just like,
Actually, I'm gonna hit him up right now. Yeah, we should.
But
we should do
anyway,
that.
yeah, that podcast. Do you think he would have had that E46 BMW bumper if he didn't go, yeah, maybe if I just.
No, I mean he's like you. He likes to make shit.
I'm just scared that it would look like shit. And that, like, I made something that's, like, not worth my time.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. You should buy the BN one. All right, moving on.
That's crazy.
All right, so you drifted at Club Loose. You were, I'm just gonna give everyone the rundown because I know everything. You were a little nervous because you were like, "Oh, my car's slammed and everything," and I don't know.
I thought I was gonna get bullied.
Yep, you thought you were gonna get bullied, and I wanted you to tell the listeners your experience, your genuine experience, from however you want to start it. I mean, I don't know if you got there, you teched the car and everything, and it passed. Everything was good.
Everything was good.
Whew, thank God.
Thanks to Faction Motorsports.
Dude, it only
Thank God.
came by here and you can only enforce the rule book that you printed out that's on your desk.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's scary when a car leaves here and then
Honestly,
goes to
that's
the
the
Club Loose.
only thing I was scared about. Well, I shouldn't say the only thing, but that was one of the main things because it's like,
Yeah, it's nerve wracking, but
because then you're fucked. It's like, oh, sick. I just spent
yeah,
$60
and
get to drive.
yeah, and so you went, and then one thing that I want to mention that you probably wouldn't is they put a B on your car,
Yes.
and then you told them no, I'm C group,
Yes.
and then they said, oh, thanks for telling us,
Yes.
because some of you motherfuckers that go there would leave the B on the car, you'd go into B group, and you'd go on the front track, and you'd spin, and then someone would hit you, and then we'd all have to wait. So I'm just saying, don't, if you see them put a B on your car or something, and you don't think you're a B group driver, don't leave the B on the car.
There's some days I wake up, I don't feel like a B group driver.
I
And
definitely
then I'm
don't feel
there
like an
and
A
I'm
group
like,
driver.
oh my God, I want to be an A group driver.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I need a fucking cage. I don't know if my car is worth caging.
Yes, it is.
My shit is in half.
Okay. Anyway, so
There's a hole in there.
So you go, you drift. How was it? How was your experience? Was it good?
It was good.
Was it cold?
Like the general like club loose experience. It was. I wouldn't even say cold. It was a little chilly in the morning, but towards the end of the day, it was like fine. I think it got to like 50.
Okay.
So it was pretty nice. You mean like general club loose experience or driving the car?
Yeah, sure.
experience?
Both is what I'm really asking.
So I guess the thing for me is it wasn't my first club loose event.
Yeah.
So I sort of get the vibe, but
What do you mean by that?
there's a specific vibe, and I think everybody knows that there's a vibe to club loose of like
Okay, but if
the
you
people that are like scared to go or whatever, but just like I don't know.
Man up.
I think for a lot of people it's maybe like an ego thing.
Yeah.
Not on club loose's part, but on the people
I agree
going
with that.
their part.
I agree with that.
So just like don't think you're hot shit, first of all,
Yeah.
which I know I'm not. I know my wheels are pretty hot shit. That's about it.
Cole's like, I mean, my car.
That is a clean, clear, astute observation that no one is going to get mad about.
Yeah, I mean, my wheels are.
My pain isn't, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like ask for help if you're not getting it,
Yeah.
you know, which I get it because I'm a very like introverted. I don't usually approach people. I totally get it, but you know, everybody's there to help.
Yeah.
So they're there to help. They might like say it in sort of an abrasive way.
They might look like they're in a
But-
motorcycle gang, but
Yeah, but like the way that I did it, I think the first time I went is I was like messing up and I didn't get what was going on.
Yeah.
So when I pulled up to the grid and I was asking for help, I was like, "Hey, I fucking suck ass. How do I not do that?" And then they laugh and they go, "Oh, okay, yeah." And then they help you. So just like, I don't know.
And the first thing they do is go, well, you got a lot of camber in the back.
No, that was with the IS. This time I was like,
okay. The IS is, that was set up pretty
not at all.
normal.
What
Yeah.
do you
Stock.
mean? I pulled up to tech and Petty was like, or no, yeah, Petty. And I didn't know Petty at that time.
Yeah.
Petty was like, get some real front tires. Frankie fucking doesn't make you go get real front tires. And I was like,
That's crazy.
See, I didn't get anything like that.
Yeah, well, he knew
Okay.
he knew who he was talking to, so that's why he roasted him.
I guess.
Well, and I probably told you to get real tires.
And he was right. They were fucking, they were some fucking booty ass tires.
See, that's the
Shout
thing.
out Petty. Like I mean,
Usually if they're
and
shit
Petty's a
talking,
nice
they're right.
guy.
Yeah,
Like,
okay,
yeah,
here's
like,
here's
he's
where
not a fuck. He's not a fucking asshole. That's not what I'm making it seem to be. I just
Here's where I draw
that
the line.
somebody might like not. I appreciate it. I thought it was funny.
So we have a lot of people come in here and they say things like, "Oh, Club Loose is scary, this and that," and then that's why I wanted you to say your experience because it was generally a good experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And they're not bad dudes, bro.
No.
Like they're not fucking.
But like I had a customer here the other day and he was like, they just kept telling me to get a 4.6 diff. And I was like, what?
Well, what kind of diff is in it, and what were you doing?
It's just an S13 with a stock diff. But you know how a lot of the Club Loose guys are. They're just like, oh, you need a 4.6. And I was like, all right, that's where I draw the line. Like, you don't need to change the rear end of the car to drift that track. You don't. You fucking don't. So
Well, no, like, oh my God, I got into a fucking thing about this last night because it's worse online, like when somebody's playing a Seto, because then you can change it.
oh yeah.
So
but
then
that's
the first thing somebody says if they're doing bad is like, oh fuck, I need to change the rear end. No, you don't. You suck. Just spin out less.
Okay, I agree with that mentality. Like, yeah, you should just drive the car and
get used to it.
get used to it.
So if it's,
But in the sim, it's a little
if
different.
it's a gearing issue,
because you
no.
could just change it.
It is, but then you can't do that in real life.
You
So
can't do that in
I
real
don't.
life.
I don't do that in a game.
That's a good mentality.
Like purposefully.
And you see, that's why I purposely have my car set up terribly for drifting, is that if I get good at drifting it, then as soon as I raise it, which I won't, I'll be really fucking good.
Well, no,
That's
I
a good
think
mentality.
At that height, drifting an S13 is so fucking easy because there's no grip in the back. You're not gonna win a
It's
speed
easy.
contest. Like
Yeah.
you'll be able to drift no problem.
It's definitely easy, but it doesn't inspire confidence.
No.
I guess is how I would put it.
Okay.
I mean, it does, but it's not like, well, when you were telling me earlier, you were saying you didn't have any grip. In what situations were you talking about?
So I never had any. I mean, I spun out on the last corner a couple times earlier.
I always did that too. I don't know why.
It gets wet. It's
I
really
feel like
weird.
there's
It's
something
half
weird
wet.
about the pavement over there too.
Yeah, but once it dried up, I didn't have any issues with spinning or anything. So I always had grip in that sense. It was just like, and this is why I think tires was a big part of it. As soon as I would hit the gas at all, it would immediately just be at red line.
Yeah.
Sick.
But why does that matter in your situation? You're doing single laps. Like
Because I have an SR20.
No, but then
I'm saying, like, what does that affect?
yeah, I'm getting where you're going.
Yeah, like
Yup.
if you were in tandem, it'd be a problem. But since you're just doing solo laps,
Just drift it like that.
can you just drift it like that? And like,
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Exactly.
But
There we
I'm
go.
not like on limiter.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm trying not to blow up my
The only
engine, but
the only thing that would affect is that first to second turn transition where you have no grip and you need to be on throttle.
But okay, so then I'm going to sit there with no grip, and if I'm running out of gear to get to the next one,
Top
I'm going
E,
to go
right.
into third.
Because you won't, because you'll just straighten out.
Well, there's a gear after 2 and it's 3. So I'm going to go into 3
But
and I'm going to ring it out some more and clutch kick it a couple times and maybe
because there's
maybe
no grip.
another
I see what you're
and
saying.
just let it ring out and then flick it over and put it back in a second.
Yeah. That's definitely more
to
technical
me-
than what they're used to. And
I know, but it seems like people
for
are
backtrack,
forgetting the
C-group.
fact that you can fucking put it into another gear to make it work in that situation, especially online.
with no grip, yeah. If you have any amount of grip in that situation, I've tried to shift in the third there, just straighten out.
The point here is not that, and again, not a fucking expert, but I'm an expert at talking shit. And
That's a fact.
like, to me, stop fucking complaining about your rear end. Like or like that your alignment's like a slightest bit off. Like, you're
Well,
spun
no, you got to make sure you get the faction alignment though.
once a season. And
Whoa,
then if you get
more than that.
Then if you hit a bad, you can tell. You can tell when you need another one.
At least 3 times a season.
Oh my god. Yeah, but anyway, like that has just been under my skin lately because I'm like, I just want to drive.
Oh, so
Like,
you too?
why the fuck does everybody complain about the fact that the alignment is off? Just fucking spin the wheel a little faster or get off the gas.
Can you delete this whole section of the podcast?
Why?
Because people need alignments. But
like, or just drive it a little, like adapt.
no,
Like,
I agree with you. But the rear end thing has been annoying me for like 5 years.
Well, no,
or 7 years.
Why? Because Josh tells you to bring a fucking spare
No,
diff.
Josh never bothers me with the diff thing. But
Josh
if I was
changes
drifting,
diffs, though.
he probably would.
a lot,
I know,
and
but
he's quick at it.
no, I'm just saying he doesn't annoy me about that. He just
Oh,
annoys me
okay.
about my car not running. But like
Oh,
other
well.
people would always be like, "Oh, I need this diff and this and that." And
But
I'm
you
like,
don't. You don't though.
Yeah.
I'm the worst person to talk to about this because I'm literally just going to shit on you and be rude about it.
I know.
When I don't really intend to. When all I really want that person to do is just to go drift it anyway.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're like a seasoned driver and you're changing your diff out, okay, I guess. Like you put the time in already.
I guess. And to each his own too.
Exactly. Like
To each his own too. Like you could suck at drifting, put a 4.6 in your car, and you do great. Sick.
yeah, I guess.
Good for you. You learned that
I
way
just don't.
then.
I just when that guy said that the other day, I was like, that was like one of your first events or whatever, and they were like telling you to get a 4.6, and
What
it's like, dude, it's an S13. People have been drifting S13s at this track for 20 years.
And what if it was one person that said you need a 4.6, and now that just stuck with that person all day?
It did. It stuck with him. Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, you could do that if you want, but like you don't need to. And on the way home, it's not going to be fun.
I shouldn't be bothered by that because like people learn the whole thing is like our whole sport is evolution. Okay, right? It evolves every day. Somebody could come up like of a better way to drift tomorrow. And then we would all like maybe go try it out together. So like I feel bad.
if it's not from the 2000s, I don't care.
That's true. I feel bad getting annoyed by it because I know like it shouldn't matter because that person could learn that way.
Cole hasn't evolved.
Just because I learned that we learned this way doesn't mean that they do.
Yeah, but then they'll tell you, well, that's why you need 4.6. Anyway,
I don't fucking know.
what
Tangent.
diff did Ito have and all the other guys?
Most of them had Nismo
422.
diffs. Most of them had Nismo 2-ways.
Do you
In
know
terms
the
of
ring
ratio,
pinion? Yeah.
I want to say
Watch this whole thing just get broken down right now.
I knew at some point because I was looking into.
Do you think it's stock or do you think it's like some crazy shit?
I think a majority of like the lower level guys probably just had stock, but I think some people had 4.46s, some maybe.
We need to research this.
2s.
I don't know. What do you have in the
That's
180
crazy.
right now?
No
4.3?
clue. No clue.
He's got stock for sure.
408.
Isn't it like?
408. Or wait, that's a 180, so maybe it might
Can you
be
look
a
up the
4.1?
stock rear end for an S13 240SX? I don't know if the 180s are different.
I think
It might be a 4.1 or a 4.3.
Yeah.
As long as it's got
I thought
the
it was
posi.
409 or something.
Yeah, 408.
Yeah, something like that.
4.08, I think. I'm not.
Just look up a
4.3. Oh, CA18.
look up 240SX. I guess. Oh, 408 right there. All 180SX use the same 408 ratio as a 240.
I
Okay.
told you. I know my stuff.
Well, I guess an automatic would be different. Look up an automatic, Malk. Thanks.
Malcolm's killing it. He's wearing cat underwear again today.
What?
Malcolm?
CA18 4.3.
No, but they all got 408, I think. I think so.
Oh. What is that?
3.6.
Oh,
3.9.
do the
Huh.
DriftWorks one. DriftWorks has it all.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh, here you go.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is everything.
Final drive 4.3 for the CA18. SR20 final drive 408. Auto is 3.9. Okay, so you definitely want the manual one.
But do you think you're going to... yeah, I feel like you would notice 3.9 to 4.08.
Yeah,
Nah,
all the
you
other
wouldn't-
ones suck.
You didn't
The-
even really notice that.
The 240 is the SR manual is the best one.
Okay, so in my mind, looking at those numbers, if I had a 3.9 and I was trying to make it better, and people are telling me to get a 4.3, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my rear pressure at 40 psi, and we're gonna see what that does.
But you won't have any grip.
What do I know? I'm just learning how to drift.
Yeah. But that was another thing he said. He said he had it at 35, and I was like, I'd lower that to 20. If I had 5 degrees of camber, I'd be like on the verge of debeating a tire
Yeah,
just to get as much as I can.
so that the tire goes like you're using more of it.
It's just to make it have more grip. I don't know how stretched it is or anything, but
It's not. It's 225 on a 9.5. So it's not crazy.
so I'd probably start at 25 and just start there. I mean, it'll help a lot, but it won't solve anything.
I'd love to tandem with that car just because I know it would just be lighting them up, and I know I could just sit right
Yeah,
there.
you could sit there. Yeah.
As a joke, I was gonna put like Advan 8008Rs on it, like semi slicks, just as a joke. But
That would be crazy.
that's
I
an
had
expensive
those
joke.
courtesy of Ken Fuji. I was able to experience what an 8008R feels like on the front, and it was fucking sick.
Some good tires on the
They
front.
did not like they don't like the dragging. You know how like there's a dragging tire like while you're drifting, the rear one. It did not like that, so it just like belted off.
Really?
It destroyed
Like off throttle you're talking about stuff?
like
or-
when you throw it an angle and that other car, that front wheel is dragging. That one got
okay.
just belts of it were coming off.
the Ackerman angle is not 0 or whatever the fuck, and then it's yeah.
Yeah. I feel so bad
I
now
don't
because
know
I just
anything
talk
about any
mad
of that
shit
shit.
about
You just
every.
crank the coilovers down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to know anything about that either, so I get how you feel, but people come here with like
Stock angle.
crazy cars, so
It's fun getting into a debate about that shit, though. Even though, like, I do feel kind of bad that I talk shit about everybody who switches their stuff to a 4.6 and just overbuilds everything.
I mean, you didn't really talk that much shit. You just said like you were like I would not do that.
It
I was
just annoys me. Like, I'm like, why do they think that way?
because someone told them that, and then well, not to mention, I'm sure if you got in a car with a 4.6 or something, that shit would rip.
Dude, that thing would be pop, pop, pop,
So
pop,
like,
fucking-
there's that too. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
But then as a beginner, you have to shift a lot now. Like,
Yeah, which is also good
is it?
to learn.
Bro, popping that bitch in a second?
No, but here's the
Trip.
okay. But here, Carl. Here's the other thing. Some people do that because they don't want to shift.
Oh, so that they go in a fourth?
They go in a third or fourth, and that's it.
Dude, third, fourth shifting is probably sick. You just doom, 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 doom.
Literally, they'll be like, "Oh, you need this and a 4.6." and then you just stay in third. And I'm like, no, but I want to shift on the first turn. They're like, well, but that's dangerous. It's like, yeah, that's the fun part.
Bro, a dog-legged trans, imagine. Like a dog-legged first. Just first, then the second, and then you're 2-3 in it. It's like this.
Yo, how's Tom's new transmission?
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. I didn't talk to him yet. I want to see what that's about.
I was like, what?
He's got a dog box in that thing now.
Tom's cool as hell for that and did it in a weekend.
He dropped it off here. He's like,
You're still over here removing sound deadening.
No, I'm
and
not.
Tom put a dog box in his car.
I'm not, bro. It's been out.
Oh my God. I fuck with Tom lately. We're on a good vibe right now.
Oh, you guys don't hate each other anymore?
No, I don't think so.
That's good to know.
We grew up a lot in 2024.
You got any questions for Cole?
Me?
Yeah. Because I feel like I know everything about Cole, but I don't know if you.
The real questions are gonna come during dinner. So why don't we? Did you pull up?
We didn't even talk about Japan.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to. Yeah, let's talk about
that. I was gonna say we have questions in the Instagram prompt too,
but
and surely some of them are Japan related.
They probably are, but we need to talk about this trip. So you went there twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time was when, roughly?
August 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the goal of this trip when you went?
I had been idolizing Japan since I was like 12, and I had just never been.
So but what started it then?
Yeah, we need to know about this whole
12?
thing.
I wanted an R34 GTR really bad.
Same, still
so
do.
I was like, oh, I'll just move there.
Dude.
This was back when they were still expensive at the time, but not.
They still
as
are.
I
expensive.
found them for 27 grand
yeah.
when I was a kid, dude, and I had that same feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, I want a GTR.
I saw a Facebook memory the other day that was from like 2017, like right when S13s were legal to import. And there was, I remember it, I forget what dealership had it, but it was like mint condition, purple and gray two-tone Sylvia K's, like low mileage and all that shit for like $8 grand. And me being in high school, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I want a Sylvia, but they're so expensive. And then I think that same place had like it wasn't the actual Aria Memia FC, but it was like a replica of it.
Okay.
It was the white with the silver T's and like the red brids and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Full thing for like 15 grand. I was like, whoa, that's like a lot. But now it's
Yeah, that actually sounds
nothing.
pretty good.
Yeah. It's like a $40,000 car now, probably.
So it just started like that? Like you just wanted a GTR and then you
No,
typed in
you definitely saw
GTR
Fast
on-
and Furious or something. What did you see?
I don't like Fast and Furious at all. I
What
fucking
did you
hate Fast
see?
and Furious. So it's hard to say. I think my whole like thing with Japan is like a deep-seated thing that I still haven't 100% figured out yet. Because I
Would
didn't
you have
watch that.
katsu curry as a kid and then you just like
Absolutely
fucking...
did not, and you'll find out.
I know.
But-
I know.
Because like I wasn't into like Dragon Ball or like Naruto or
Damn
even
it, that was
Pokemon
my-
or anything
that was my
back then.
next guess.
But I was really into like Power Rangers,
Okay.
which is also technically Japanese.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that
I wouldn't know it, but it's like ingrained in my brain, you know?
now.
It's like subliminal. So anyway.
Because I was into Power Rangers and I didn't give a damn about Japan, Japanese culture. I didn't.
Yeah, but then you stumble upon like Japanese Power Rangers and you're like, damn, like this fucking
yeah, but now
Megazord looks
now
way
you're
better.
Here. So you do now.
Oh, you're
I'm not saying like
so
that
you're saying
turns
it was
in-
subliminal? Subliminal?
Yeah.
And like,
not that like I wasn't like 4 years old watching Power Rangers and going, I need to learn Japanese and move to Japan.
I need a Sylvia.
Damn, I'm
Yeah.
over here. Okay, while you're telling us, I'm gonna over here just try to dig through my brain and see what the fuck subliminal thing got me wanted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you have to remember like when you typed in like Nissan Skyline or like, why did you?
We'll go a little further. So elementary school, the Transformers movie was coming out, the first Michael Bay one.
Oh my God, I saw that when I was
so
in high
Peter.
school.
That was what got me into cars.
Okay.
Was that movie. So like
In
originally I
general.
was like muscle car, like I wanted a Camaro more than anything,
Yikes.
which
Okay.
is like big step up
Takeover
now.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I always had like car games when I was younger. Like for me, I didn't have a lot of Need for Speeds, but like Midnight Club 3. was
Ooh,
my
I
big
got
one.
that game at the house right now. Dub
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had an IS. in
They
that
do.
game.
They
had
do.
an IS.
I was Need for Speed.
I know at So I can tell you, I think the Supra was like my first. Oh, this is a Japanese car.
And you didn't
cars are
watch the
cooler.
Fast and the Furious.
No, I didn't watch Fast and Furious until like I was already into all this stuff.
Oh my God.
It was Need for Speed Shift, the first one, and there was a free DLC, and it was like classic cars. So it was like Stingray, Challenger, stuff like that, and then a random Toyota that was a Supra. It's like, what the fuck is this? And I asked my dad. My dad was like, oh yeah, those are cool. I was like, okay. And then now it's my favorite car. But I think honestly,
Well, that had something to do with it.
yeah, for sure. In terms of like S chassis, I think it was probably from like going to like car shows and stuff and seeing like stance stuff. And then, because
So-
I've always been into like the low thing.
Is your dad into cars?
Yeah, not like as much, but he had cool stuff, I guess.
But he would go to car shows and like,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
I feel like you just like the way those Japanese cars looked, it seems like.
yeah. So like one of my first computer wallpapers was the tandem of die cars,
Me too.
which is like,
That's weird.
that's that style. Was it the one picture
Not
where it's the
Frankie's.
two like,
Yes.
yeah,
That's weird.
yeah.
Like going down the road?
Not that one.
Oh, I know the
where
one
it's
you're talking about.
3/4 view.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah. I love those cars.
And that was like, oh shit, this stuff is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
But how did you find that?
I don't know. I think it was from like looking at like stance car shit.
Okay, stance car stuff. That would make sense because those cars were in a lot of stance magazines and Stance Nation and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah. And then but they were drifting.
Right. And that's what made it cooler.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
So
those two cars really
Well, I was gonna say those like drifting is like just kind of accompanied by that style factor, and I
especially
feel like
then.
it like
Now so not really in my eyes, but
well, no, I feel like people build like
there still are
people
cars like
build
that.
like a drift looking car, but then
And then
it's in a car show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
that does happen. Yeah.
But like that's not wrong. People been doing that, like subjectively been doing that, you know.
but like it's
I'm trying to be a well-rounded person when I think about shit like
Yeah.
and like that. if
I
they
know,
wanted
but
to-
I'm just
you know?
saying like nowadays I feel like you go to a drift event and you see a lot of cars that are not stance cars anymore. They're like track car. Like the way they're sitting is very like
they're set up for peak
they're
performance.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So, but then back then it was even more like most of them were, if the car was cool, it was stanced. Like it
Yeah.
really looked low
Mm.
and it was like flush and everything.
Yeah.
But now I feel like you have a whole nother like realm of cars that are really just like performance setups,
Yeah.
you know? So I
Which
get,
is fine, but like,
yeah, it's fine.
I don't really.
Not really into it, but yeah, exactly. So, but like it makes sense that you got there from stance cars.
Yeah,
in
and
a
I
way.
think drifting was always a thing in the back of my head because like all the car games had drifting, so like I knew what it was. Like fucking Mario Kart has drifting.
Yeah,
right?
isn't that interesting?
So-
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
RB in the back on the N64 was to drift. It was like,
Oh.
Yeah.
and then it would like, zzz.
I was just playing Ridge Racer 4 the other day, which is from like 1998, and there's like a whole
Why'd you
thing.
say it like
yeah.
that?
Why did you say? it
Why'd
like
you say
that? Like I was
1998?
3.
Like that was like the 80s. Why'd you say that like
Like
that?
I might have,
That's the year I
I
was
might have
born.
remembered playing the game.
just because like that's like pre drifting being super popular here.
No, I get it.
But even in that game, you pick whatever car and it'll say like drift. It was like the driftability, whether it was like more
Oh.
grip or more drift.
But the thing
That was
is
in
like
98.
it was always associated with making it go faster.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
let me update anybody who doesn't know anything about drifting. It does not make you go through the corner any faster. Actually, sometimes I feel like it does.
There's that one video. I don't know what video I'm thinking of that's in my brain right now, but there's a video of someone doing some crazy shit
And they're moving faster.
and they're moving faster than
yeah,
the
I think
grip car.
I'm trying to think
I
of
don't know
that
what that
too.
was.
I
If
you watch,
rescind
like,
that statement.
Old Keiichi Tsuchiya videos.
Or that, yeah.
He'll like e-brake around corners to go faster.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
usually
understand.
like toge shit though. It's not like circuit stuff.
It has to be like a real tight radius, like
Yeah.
with rally cars and stuff, like a 90 degree turn, not 90, a 180 degree turn or something. Like,
Yeah, but like,
360 turn.
do you ever notice what happens to your car when you pull on a handbrake in the middle of a corner and it doesn't lock up? It like squats it down.
yeah, but that's why I'm thinking like gravel and stuff.
So to me, I like that because you're making the car do something by doing something else. Like it's a technique. That's a technique that somebody has in their pocket. So like, I don't know. I like when people do stuff like that. Like when somebody tells me, like if somebody checks up in a corner, I'm not the first person to be like, why the fuck did you check up in that corner? Like as a chase, I'm going to like adjust.
Yeah.
But like that
Chase
person
was
might have had to
crash
do
into
that. Like if they might, that was maybe by design, like to keep the car at an angle or fucking, I don't know what you're doing. But so many techniques in that dude's pocket, probably.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't even imagine. I watched the Drift Bible once. I don't remember it.
I think Ken has, oh no, Ken doesn't have it. I mean, Ken probably does have a fucking copy.
All
of
I
it.
remember is like the shift lock or whatever initiation. That shit's sick.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were going to say, that what's his face taught you when you're in California.
Did he?
I was like, I could see him doing some shit like that.
Have you tried
No.
to do that? It feels violent if you don't do it
mean,
right.
That's the big thing. It feels like I'm gonna fucking destroy.
destroy the
Violent
engine?
as
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
All right, go.
I've
I tried it at E-Town one
I've
time.
tried it in a parking lot that, or well, in a safe area. But like, yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel good.
No.
If you're not,
You have to be like right RPM and all this shit, because if you're not, then
the
it's
braking,
like money shifting.
The braking one is the one that I liked and like latched onto from that video.
We should review that video one day on this.
I want to do it, watch it, and then like
Do
we're
it. Yeah,
trackside, and then I'm gonna go.
I'm down.
All right, I'm gonna try it now.
Yeah, we shouldn't even say
And then
that.
it
but
doesn't
yeah.
even work.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But yeah, no, that the braking one worked out, and you don't feel it
I know
until
what
you're
you're
about to
saying.
try it, which
Yeah.
is you're driving and Keiichi goes like this, and as he's going like that, he like hits the brake, and then all of a
It
sudden
rotates.
he's drifting, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? And it
Yeah.
doesn't work out in real life because there's like you just have to feel it. I don't know, it's weird. On a track, you could.
I mean, even when you're mid drift, you can feel it depending on how hard you hit the brakes. Like,
That's another thing is like feeling how much your feet need to do on these things, like sensory wise. Like, dude, when I had a 240, I could tell you how many times I would probably lift off the gas in a corner because I feel like all my 240s were slow. Even my fast 240 was slow. Like it was a stock SR.
yeah.
So like I was always just so I, that's what I associate with that. It's like being floored.
Yeah, just full throttle.
Yeah. Dude, you always got it, dude, on the ground. And since you're JDM, your heels or your shoes are going to be saved. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
USDM, my shoes on when I had S chassis, the heel
Oh, the exhaust you're talking about?
would get so hot from putting it
I
there.
never really had this problem.
I only had cheap exhaust. And the heat
Wait,
shield
did
was
you have a
gone.
floor mat?
Yeah, but like the heel area right there,
Rub
through the
through.
carpet is like there's like a dimple where
I
my
always
shoe
used a
is.
floor mat. That way I didn't destroy the carpet under.
And I
I
was
got those checkered floor mats.
ooh yeah.
Got it set in stock right now.
I was driving it for a long period of time too. So like
Yeah.
2-hour commute in fourth gear.
All right. So you like Supras. You go to car shows. You start seeing Silvias.
Yeah. At some point, I got into FD. Like,
That makes sense.
I wanted to do FD,
What?
and then
Oh,
I saw
whoa.
like none of those cars were like that cool, and then I saw like actually cool cars,
Thank God you got into it too late.
and I was like, whoa.
You could have been down a whole different rabbit hole.
Wait, what diverted you? Okay, so like that's your first view on it. That's got like big power, cages, battle looking cars, and then but for some reason it veered you off. What
So
was
I
it?
think it was probably like I would gravitate towards the Japanese drivers because I was like, oh, it's a Japanese sport. So the Japanese drivers are probably the best,
Authentic.
which isn't necessarily the fact. But
He's
I
very
think
authentic.
at that time, Daigo was in there.
Yeah.
And then I think Yokoi had a year.
That
in
shit
2015.
was sick.
And then you would see Yokoi and Pro Car, stock e-brake
Yep.
still, sick as shit.
Yeah.
Is that
And
the
I was like,
S15?
Yes.
Yeah, with the
HKS car?
blue
Dude.
D-Max.
That
It was
shit.
blue and it had a chrome nose.
That was the last hurrah for FD in my book.
Malcolm, do you mind being a doll and bringing it in?
Pull that shit up.
Thank you. Okay.
Run that shit, Malcolm.
Wasn't it?
Yokoi, so like Yokoi.
That's his last name, right?
Yeah.
I don't know his first name.
Masashi, but it's a little,
Come
it's
on,
a little
Frankie.
tough to spell.
Is it?
Masashi.
How do you spell that?
Masashi. It's not actually hard, but
Well, you're a genius. So,
I just know Japanese.
were you a genius in school?
I was in the gifted programs.
I could tell.
Thanks, I guess.
All right,
Yeah,
Frankie.
that one.
I'm fucking with you,
Oh, shit. That do go hard.
Yeah. There's this
dude. That
clip
car is
of
sick,
him
man.
at wall, and he was going against JTP, I think, and it was like literally hurricaning, and JTP spins right at that. I guess it would be like the first actual transition.
Yeah,
When they
the
come off the
downhill. Yeah,
Yeah,
that really annoying
He
spot.
spun there, and then Yokoi just like drifted past him perfectly. It was so fucking.
Oh, I
sick.
kind of remember that. Can you, Malcolm?
Those are
Can you see an
8008s in the front. right
in-car shot of this car? Is that the D-Max kit that was a shit ton of money?
Yeah, that's like the. I think it's called the D1 spec.
It wasn't.
So,
maybe it's not a shit ton of
It's
money,
not
but
the
it wasn't
normal.
the.
It's
it
not like
wasn't-
what you would see on a street car.
Yeah, it's
necessarily.
not like the Type
one,
3.
Third one, maybe? No, that's old. That's not.
That's his.
That's
S14.
the video,
Yeah.
Malcolm.
See, stocky break.
Yeah. Click that.
Oh, he got the little. He got
It's
the
muted,
little
I guess.
coin on there. That's what I did.
He just put tape around it.
That's what I do.
I know it's crazy.
Well, not anymore.
But he's at FD. Like,
Ironically, D-Max makes the fucking button. Bro, look at the fucking.
yeah,
look at the
D-Max
tie rod.
makes the
look at
fucking buttons.
Look at the tie rod extension for the fucking shifter.
yeah.
Get with it, people. It ain't how. It's how you do
Yo,
it.
look at the fucking cooling duct for his seat. I love that shit.
That's what the Thrash Racing inserts for. Or well, that's a Brit, I think.
Dude, this was I remember when I first saw this video, it was years after the event.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? This guy was driving around with a fucking stock handbrake. I was like, this guy, I'm so mad that like, it's just not.
we can never go back.
Yeah, it's not financially feasible for this shit to happen. And then like sometimes someone will make it happen. They'll do it for 1 year. And then they're like, well, that was the biggest waste of money.
Well, yeah. To be fair, though, this car is still like a full
Did they ship it
race
back?
spec. Yeah, I think so. This
Yeah.
was like the top D1 car for like 4 years or something.
Okay.
It was still like a built like 3.4 2J
That's so cool.
sequential, obviously. But it was just because it's a different swag, you know.
Yeah.
Like the
it's
J
sick.
guys have a different swag.
So you saw this and you were like,
I saw shit like this, and I was like, oh, they do it way cooler over there. And then I think
Sequential
Nomura Ken,
Yeah.
like the Urus
Yeah.
and Blitz. I think that was one of my first Japanese guys that I was like studying everything that he did. And then I saw like the old, probably because of Gran Turismo, because his car's in Gran Turismo.
oh, so you played Gran Turismo too.
I play a lot of Gran Turismo.
That had a big influence on you probably. Because I
to
know
an
a lot.
extent, for sure.
Yeah.
Little things. You see how like all the switches and shit. It's not even really that pretty.
That's not, it looks pretty stock.
No. But I'm saying I like. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
this isn't my YouTube.
But like for some reason, like that's what I like. Like it looks racy, but not really.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
why-
like it's like basic too though. Like
I need to
it's
make
not-
my car cooler, man. Like that shit is.
You just need a cage too.
Yeah. I got my little switches right there when I turn it on. You beep, beep,
All right,
beep.
so you were seeing that shit, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
Man,
and
you
then
got
I
lucky,
just got
man.
like older and older with it, and
I
the
was gonna
cars
say,
just
'cause-
got cooler and cooler.
After that, did not get any
No.
cooler really.
Mm.
And then I think I like 90s style cars too, but I think 2001 is like peak.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
about to put a 19 on the back of the IS, dude.
You should. I was gonna do 19s.
What
I was
about
gonna do
19,
Vertex
18?
kit and 19s.
What about like Risky Devil and well, for you it'd be Proceed, like all those guys. You saw
Yeah,
those
so
cars.
that was I definitely got into that, but I would say more so after the Japanese stuff already.
Okay.
But like obviously Josh from Proceed, you.
That's
not to,
crazy.
Not to inflate your head at all, but
Yeah. No, but people have said that before, and I'm
I mean
like,
that's
what?
like think
And I'm
about
like,
it,
yeah, I guess.
that's the reason I would drive like an hour and a half.
I was gonna say that's
to
the
get work done
reason.
on my car.
Yeah, that's the reason you came here originally. Was
Yeah,
one of
because
them.
I thought your car was cool.
That's so awesome. That
Damn, all my favorite photos of Frankie's cars are like that one up there. That's the one.
yeah, that's cool.
Hurry up, Unc. Fuck. We getting bored.
Yo, let me
Maybe-
get those blitzes.
I had to see.
You can borrow them if you want.
I had to see the hood.
The first time I brought my car, you said
What
you
the
would
fuck
test,
did I say?
You said that you would test fit them on the car if I brought lunch. And I brought 90 Chick-fil-A nuggets and you didn't.
You didn't
test
bring it
fit
up.
them.
You didn't bring it up. You think I would remember that shit?
I don't know.
He said he brought 90 nuggets and you didn't remember just to fucking let him put the wheels on?
Cole, go get the wheels right now. Put them on your car and drive them home. No, don't. It's probably salt on the road. But
Dude, those
In the
fucking
spring.
tires are probably not safe.
oh yeah, don't do that. Never mind.
My tires aren't safe now, so it's fine.
If
Yeah.
my car is not running by the spring, which it definitely should be, you can borrow them.
That
Sick.
was you for real up there. Like that car that we're talking about when we're talking about style.
You know what the funniest part is about all this bullshit? I'm not even that good at drifting at all.
That I know, but the car
Like I'm really not.
the car just like has like a present. Like I'm literally looking at it. The car just has a presence about it that now is just not there in the drifting world of New Jersey. So
we gotta bring
need to
that
get
up.
it back
Okay.
because I'm tired of looking all these foo ass people
Hey,
like
yo.
that. Like some cars just look so fucking ugly, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But Cole's car looks good.
My car's ugly.
Well, right now it is.
For you, Carl, though, it's the vision is there. And that's how I see it with my car too, right? So like it's 3 different colors. It
Yeah.
could be one color.
But
It'll
there's
be
a
lot
presence
cooler.
that it has.
So the way I put it, I thought about this the other day, is it's almost like built-in gatekeeping. So like normies or whatever who see the car are just going to see like, oh, it's just like a shitty 240 that's like painted 5 different colors. But then people who know will see everything else and they'll see the parts and stuff and they'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I like the car the way it looks right now.
I
I
think
can't fucking stand it.
I always like
I mean, I
cars
like
right
it.
before
It's cool,
the
but-
paint. Like right when you have everything and right before the paint comes, it's always like, well, that's my favorite when it's like different body panels.
The only thing is right before the paint comes, it's been like 2 years.
I know it's got to come eventually, and then eventually you'll do it again. But yeah, you're past that point now. Now you got to paint it
Yeah.
blue.
What everybody says. Blue.
Same.
Bayside blue?
Yeah, that's the best color there is. So
I'm about to paint my shit
Turquoise.
teal.
color changing.
Chartreuse.
I want it to be color changing, but it's too much work.
I don't know shit about that.
If you beef a panel and you repaint it,
Fuck that.
you have to like paint it in the same
Yeah. Fuck
kind
that.
of way so that the chameleon will still work.
Which is crazy to think that they had pro drift cars that
Yeah.
were Mazziora painted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy too.
Dude, Quinn from I think that's SL Spirit. FRS team or 86 team.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He was trying to put me onto some Mazor.
What's a car that's
Shout out Quinn.
What's
I
a
miss Quinn.
D1 car that's painted like that?
There's a Signal Auto R34, which was actually FD.
Yeah, I think about that
But
car.
there was
That's a car we be seeing sometimes.
That's an FD car?
so
I never knew that.
Originally, it was I don't know the exact chain of events, but at some point it was like a highway top speed car.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a drag car. It was a time attack car, and then at the end it was a drift car.
Oh, that's what my car's about to be. I am not drifting.
Yeah, I want to
anymore.
fucking time attack the 180 so bad. I feel like it would be really funny.
It is sick. I used to autocross the hatch that I had, and I went to one where I guess the fucking instructor saw my tires were kind of bald, and he was like, because they don't like drifting going on there. But I guess they saw I was kind of bald, and instructor sat in there, and we had like a bit of oversteer, and I laid on it, and the instructor was just giggling like fuck. And then he was like, yeah, try to keep that stuff down at a minimum. I'm like, oh, yeah. So
Sorry, we almost had fun.
Sorry, exactly. I'm like,
Sorry, we almost had fun.
I'm like, damn, okay.
Calm it down.
But it was good. That car, I had it on 255s all around. Nitto and TO5, I think, was the
Shit.
weapon of choice.
Vaughn getting Jr. over here.
Was that before you were drifting?
I think I was just trying to find some way to occupy.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't drifting all the time, so I was just, my friends were autocrossing. I have a 240. I'm going to go autocross. Like,
All right, let's get to his Japan trip.
Oh, before that, Seigo Yamamoto, his JZX 100 Chaser, was also Mazziora.
Can you look
He
that
had like
up?
a super crazy
Good luck.
paint job though, because he had like
Malcolm's face. I said, can you look that up? He fucking gave me a side eye. Like, what? What do I have
yeah,
to
just
spell?
look up Mazziora Sega Mamayo.
He had so like the base of the car was the Mazziora
He doesn't know what
paint.
to do.
What is it called?
SEIGO, and then Yama, YAMA, Moto, MOTO, and then JZX 100. I don't know if that'll bring it up, but that's one of them.
I'll take any of those.
Do some more.
There's a lot of Toyota on the screen.
Do you know around what year?
Yeah, this would be like 2000, 2001.
Is it that car? That dark car?
It's that car, but not that paint job.
Damn. So
I'm pretty sure it is, unless I'm fucking
Dude,
stupid.
I love those
but-
wheels. Josh has a fucking pair of those. I think.
Wait,
I don't know if he
if
still
he-
has them.
Yeah, it has to be that car because he's got that crazy fucking intercooler on it.
And he made it kind of two-door. What the fuck? Or he made it with the illusion of it being two-door. Do you
Yeah,
see that?
That's
Yeah.
not the paint job, but it's that car.
He shaved the...
He had the base of it was like that Mazziora, that like one that everybody knows, like the purple, blue, whatever. But then he had like white flame
Yeah.
hot rod front on it.
That sucks that like you'd have to fucking go crazy to repaint everything though.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever do that.
You could kind of see that it's got a lot of flake in it. Look
Yeah,
at
it
the
kind of
back
does
panel.
look like it's just the photo sucks and yeah.
Dude,
like
the
it's hard to see.
wheels, 57 Pro. God.
All
Good
right,
car.
so
Good car.
you go to Japan.
Yes.
Why?
Because
Because you're obsessed with Japan.
I wanted to. And I was like, now's the time.
Okay. How was it?
It was good. It was pretty
I was
cool.
about to say, like, you keep circling back to this fucking Japan trip. Like, you better fucking have some questions for him.
Any like highlights of that trip?
So the first one,
Did you go alone?
first time I went with my mom and my little brother, and then the second time I went alone.
Okay.
Um,
Is your mom obsessed with Japan?
no,
How
she
does
thinks it's cool, but she just likes traveling in general.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you got to, like, share that. The food,
Mm,
but not really,
Mm,
because you don't eat anything.
talk about that one
But,
later.
yeah.
Cole's a little bit
The
picky.
pizza was pretty good.
The pizza definitely wasn't.
I
but
don't want
No,
to
it was
even
good.
hear what the fuck that was probably
Was it
over
7-Eleven
there.
pizza?
No, it was like New York style, like legit.
But how would you
I
know
could
what
see
that
them-
is if you don't eat that?
I could see them
I do.
nailing
Oh,
it.
you
I
do.
eat New York style
Pizza's
pizza.
on the
Yeah.
list.
I could see them nailing that shit because they're Japanese.
Yeah, because generally what they do when they're like making foreign food is they'll ship the cook to whatever place, like Italy,
Yeah.
US, or whatever.
So the cook
to
was from
make it for
Staten
like
Island?
3 years. The one of the places that I went to, the dude lived in the Bronx for like 20 years.
I would have that.
yeah, it was.
I
it
would
was
trust that now.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah. Making chop.
Okay,
You got
that's
Ak out
cool.
there making chopped cheeses in Japan. That's crazy. That-
Like
dude.
down to like they have like the plastic trays,
Oh, really?
like the not lunch trays,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like lunch trays that like all the New York style places have.
That's so cool.
But yeah. Anyway, car
Yeah,
stuff.
What else did you do?
So before I went, I messaged just a couple random people on Instagram, just whose cars that I liked, and I was just like, "Hey, your car's cool. It would be cool if we could meet and I could see your car." Keep in mind, you can't necessarily just do that. Like, I know an amount of Japanese to where it wasn't like,
Well, I was
don't
going to say
just like write them in English.
20
you
years
know?
ago, this would be extremely creepy, but nowadays, that's like not even that weird.
I'm
Yeah.
writing them in English probably. That's probably why I don't get no responses. Fuck.
Honestly, probably part of it.
Oh.
Not even like a,
Oh, and we should-
I'm not going to respond to this dude because he's in English, but just like a, I don't know how to respond.
Yeah.
We should do a side note here. You took Japanese at some point,
Yeah.
and so you knew a little bit or a lot of it.
I know enough.
So you
I'm definitely
line,
not fluent by any means.
You can't tell me to go fuck myself in Japanese?
There's a couple different ways to do that, but
he knows how to
Okay.
speak it.
Yeah.
I had conversations. Like would go days without speaking any English, but
Oh, wow.
But so
Anyway.
you lined these cars up that you had some sort of connection with.
yeah. So the first time I went, I wrote this guy, Yudai Shizuka. He's got well, it doesn't help that I went to see multiple blue 180s, but he's got like the low blue 180. He's probably more well known for, he had the Red Works 9 car
Oh,
that was like dumped on Minervas. But after that, he built another 180 that was more like 2000 style.
okay.
So I wrote him. And that turned into like, again, when I'm writing them, I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to come stop by and see the car. Not even taking into account that like I'm staying in Tokyo and he lives in Niigata, which is like a 2.5 hour train ride away.
Crazy.
So, but I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, it'll be like an hour maybe, and then I'll come back. He sets up this whole thing for me of like, he invites his friends to also have cool cars, and he's taking me around Niigata and like showing me places, and we go to like Maze Circuit, which is,
What the fuck?
if you don't know, that track is fucking awesome.
Did
That's
you go
sick.
with your mom and your brother? Or?
No, for that,
So
I was just,
So you went alone on the train and everything?
yeah,
How was that?
it was cool. It was,
You felt fine?
yeah.
Yeah.
You probably felt so free and cool.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
Oh, damn.
It must have been a cool experience.
It was
Like-
very much like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And then when I
Like-
got the big thing was I got off the train and I'm standing at the station, and I'm just sort of standing there waiting, and then I can hear SR20s in the distance. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing right now? And then I see the two cars pull up. I'm like, what is going on?
You're like, this is cool.
Yeah. And then we just went around. We ended up like collecting more friends as we would stop at more places.
Yeah.
So it ended up being maybe like 5 people.
So they
5
were
or
just
6
cruising
people.
around and
Yeah, just like showing the area, I guess.
Yeah.
Just trying to show me.
you
a
could
fun time.
communicate with one of them or
Mhm.
all of them.
Yeah,
And you were like,
good. Like there's definitely times where I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck is going on.
cool.
But for the most part. And then that first trip, I also went to meet Ito from Team Break.
That's
He
crazy.
runs Secret Base now.
Okay.
He has a helper assistant who's like a longtime friend of his. His name's Rob. That's his nickname. He's a Japanese guy, but he lived in America for
And this
a good
is
amount
Rob.
of years.
I don't
Yeah.
even. I'm
Rob's
like,
awesome. Rob's one of my favorite people.
and
ever.
Rob.
Rob he has a in Japan he has a 240
Really?
SR swapped, obviously.
Oh,
But
that's
he's got like
crazy.
the GP Sports big wide body kit that everybody's
240
freaking out.
SX, like
Yeah.
KA?
Yeah,
But he has an
originally,
SR.
But now he has.
But
an
he
SR.
swapped the SR in it.
Yeah,
Why did he even do that? Why did he even bring that car over there?
I don't know. He's a big like USDM fanatic. So he's got
I like that.
He's got an Altezza Jita, like the Sport Cross, but he's got Lexus badges on it.
Oh,
He's got a Mazda
That's
Demio.
crazy.
ew.
He's got a Mazda Demio, which is a Mazda 2, and then has all the Mazda stuff on it.
It's literally the
But-
exact opposite of what we do.
Bro, I mean, in the Philippines, if you have a Ford
Yeah.
Expedition, you're hot shit. You know, same concept.
Except they have the real versions of the cars there.
Ranching ain't easy.
You are so crazy.
That's what they that over there, and then over here it's like, oh,
Ranching ain't easy.
JDM, and then over there it's like ranching. Yeah.
Sorry, Cole.
You're good. But yeah, Rob picked me up from the train station. Then we went there to Ito's
Rob.
shop. Secret Base.
Shut the.
I'm sorry, Rob.
up
Like
with
it's
the
just
Rob.
I'm sorry. It just sounds like I don't know.
It's because I get it. There's like a bunch of these funny names, and yeah, I want to giggle about it, but I want to hear Cole's story.
I know. It's just it's cool. His name's Rob. You know. Look at Cole. He's like, why am I here?
Can I fucking talk, guy?
Feel free to say that.
Yeah, please, thank you.
I would never.
We would let no.
But
So
yeah,
Rob,
and that was just cool meeting like one of my absolute idols,
Yeah, that's insane to me.
and then like talking to him.
You just messaged him?
Yeah,
is it a champagne colored 240?
red.
Wait,
Or,
which one?
Rob's car. It's,
Yeah.
it's red.
Oh, I seen another 240 for some. Maybe it's just badged like that, but I thought it was a 240. It was champagne colored.
He's got another friend who has a 240 that's white,
It's so crazy that there's
GT1,
240s over there.
and it's dumped on like chrome tees, and he's got the signal auto
oh, really?
splash decal on the
So
side.
people can do that over there and not get shot? It's not like
What?
It's not like putting a Hell's Angels thing on the back of your.
I guess I don't know.
Oh,
I figured it'd be crazy
I
over
put
there.
a
like-
brake sticker on my car.
yeah, but we're over here,
True.
so it's like we got a whole
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
over
don't know
there,
all
I'm
the-
like, ugh.
The politics of it.
You know what I
But-
mean? That's like someone putting like a Front Street sticker on their car randomly.
Oh, that'd be
crazy.
so cool.
I got faction stickers all over my car.
No, but it's not the same exact. Like if they put the Front Street, you know what I mean? Like if they literally were, and they're like, yeah, I'm on the team. No, I mean that's different, I guess. But I don't know. Something to think about.
The crazy
Yeah,
thing is
something
that
to
some
figure
of those like old school cars have, I don't know why we didn't fucking go right up to Bai's car and put up a fucking faction sticker. What are we?
I don't like doing that.
What
I'm
are we
sorry.
doing?
I don't. I mean, I would do it if like I
That
was
car
talking
went
to him and he said put a sticker on my
overseas
car.
and stuff, and
But like, I'm not gonna put a sticker on someone's car unless they like.
well, no, there was
Yeah.
all the he
That
was
would
telling
piss me
people to
off.
put it with all the
yeah,
teams
like if
were-
I was there and he told me to do it, then yeah, sure, I guess, yeah.
That's just cool. Like he took that car all the way back.
I mean, I
car's
literally was
sick.
there
I fucking
with
love
him,
that car.
That's sick.
but I didn't go to the shop. They went to the shop this one night. Jimmy and Ethan, I think. Did Ethan go? I think Ethan went.
Fucking
they-
went to the shop.
No, I don't think Ethan went because Ethan was mad
Fucking didn't go to the shop.
because they gave him like legit old stickers, like all like
Yeah.
I forget which one it was, but like old stickers, like
I think I know
original
the one that
stickers.
you're talking. The one that you put like on the B pillar.
No, I
the,
think
like,
it was
the
like
The
Westco
B
one?
Westco one. That's on
No,
Tom's car.
I don't even think it was that.
That
I
looks
think
really
it was
cool.
like.
Just something.
Does it make sense that
completely
they would be
different.
Signal Auto stickers?
Yeah, Bai was with Signal. Auto.
Yeah, I think it was those, and I was like, "That's cool."
That OG. Oh,
yeah,
Bai's OG car. So there's the Komatsu car, which is the sexy style.
didn't he
It's the
have one with the
orange.
RB, or is that someone else?
You might be thinking of Kuroi.
Yes, I am.
Kuroi.
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 We call it Kuroi, but it's probably not
yeah,
that.
it's Kuroi.
Yeah,
But that car's cool too.
That
but
car I love.
Bai's orange 180 with the M Sports and the Signal Auto stripe. Fuck,
yeah.
that's a good car.
He had 20s on that hoe.
Yeah, at some point that was like
That's crazy.
that was a big
Yeah.
Osaka thing around that time.
You
like
should run big
2002.
wheels
You should put 19s
with
on it.
BN.
19-inch Minervas.
I'm gonna tell you something
Yeah.
after this. but
Okay.
Yeah.
alright.
'Cause you can still get 19-inch Minervas now.
I found 19s of the whole set of a whole set of 19s of the wheels that I have currently.
Mm.
So now I would have 18s for up front, the wide 18s,
and you have spares and
and then I
rears,
have
yeah.
spares for the back in 19.
The
Good.
Amistads.
They're Amistad Bright.
Side note,
Oh,
stop fucking saying that Amistad Charms came before Blitz 03s. That's not real.
I don't know. They were chrome and they
I
were
don't know
cheap.
shit
I
about
bought
any
them
of
for
that.
That's just
cheap.
a thing.
I
that
bought them
is
because
like-
I liked them.
That's a thing that's been on the internet that I've seen. within,
people
like, the
say
last
they
few
came
years.
before.
Yeah, people get like. I wouldn't be making a point of this if it wasn't like a whole thing, but obviously Blitz 03s have sort of a reputation now because
Yeah.
they're exorbitantly expensive. But whenever someone would have them for sale, people would be like, "Oh, those are reps of Amistad Charms," just to like try to degrade them, but they're
Oh.
not.
Don't degrade
At
my
all.
Blitz 03s.
Hey man, Daryl's got charms. We're an Amistad house.
I like them. I like them. I'm just saying.
both
Get
the
your facts straight.
Toyos.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Get your facts straight.
Amistads.
03s were like late 90s. Amistads were like early 2000s. Yeah. Just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Also,
Anyway,
Amistad's heaviest
speaking of
dick.
Blitz 03s,
Okay.
part of what was so cool was just like the little dumb stories here and there. So like one of Ito's stories that he told me, which was one of my favorites, was they were doing a shoot for either Drift Tengoku or Option, one of the two. And they were doing like a turbo test. So they got a bunch of the 180 guys. So like Ito, Koguchi, Takahashi, Takeshi, and they all had different turbos and they were just like seeing the difference. But in that shoot, or prior to that shoot, Ito bought like brand new Blitz 03s, which were like, obviously they're not as
$40.
expensive. They're not as
I was about
expensive
to
as they
say,
are now, but they're so
$100.
expensive.
I think they were like 600 USD or 500 USD or something.
I don't know. I think they were like in the because you have to keep in mind they're like big 3-piece wheels.
I saw a price the other
Either
day,
way.
but I don't know what it was. It wasn't that crazy
Yeah.
though.
$4,000. I found a set.
Either way, brand new, and I think you could only get them in silver with like the polished slip,
Yeah.
but he wanted gold, so he just spray painted the faces gold. And he was saying like Koguchi was telling him like, "Why would you do that? What are you doing?" And he's just like, "Oh, I just wanted gold." And then they did that shoot, and the article came out, and Blitz got like so many calls of like people looking for the gold 03s. They were like, "We don't make those." And it was all just because he spray painted his wheels with like rattle can.
And
spray
people
paint.
really started running gold Blitz. I feel like a lot of people had gold ones, especially the stance scene.
Mm.
So that kind of makes sense. So are those the two people that you met on that trip? I mean, I know it's more than two, but the two people that you
that
wrote.
first trip, and then Yuki from Mokomans. He's got like a yellow FDR7.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really cool too. And then that trip, I was supposed to meet a different Yuki. He's got the E-Type replica car,
Okay.
but something happened with it, so we didn't end up meeting. But then the second trip,
Which was how long after the first one?
a year, like almost exactly a year.
Okay.
The second trip, I was like, okay, we have to meet. I'm coming again.
And then this trip, you just went
Hey,
alone.
Yeah, this
We
trip I
have
went
to meet.
alone. I was
I'm coming again.
I was there for a month, and he was like really excited. He was like, "Oh, you can stay at my house." And I was like, "I'm gonna be
For a
here for a
month?
month." I don't know that he realized that it was for a month, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll come over for like a weekend." So he picked me up on a Friday, and that Saturday it wasn't him hosting the event, but it was his crew. He's with SB Corporation.
Yeah.
They were hosting a event at Gunsai, which is another, like, for me, like, holy grail track. So we did that.
And you were going for a month.
Yeah.
This is a long time.
Yeah. I was there for a little while.
This is a long time away from America and your family and your friends.
A month is like you're gone. Like
Yeah.
your
You might as well just move there at that point.
plants are dead.
Oh, well, that was like,
You were like, maybe I will.
Let's just figure something out while I'm here.
Yeah.
But,
And, dude, that's crazy.
That was really cool. Because then he's got the E-Type car. His
Yeah.
girlfriend has the Koguchi replica car, the black one.
Yeah.
So I was staying over their house, and then he was introducing me to like all the other SB Corporation guys. So if you know the With Run car, it's like the glossy green 180.
I don't think I do.
Either way, sort of like legendary car, I guess.
Oh, then
But
show me a photo of it. Maybe I do.
Like, well, in that case,
Koguchi's car?
no.
Oh, whose car?
Blanking on his name. I feel like shit.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I don't know
It's
shit.
the guy who runs SP Corporation.
Okay. Yeah,
if you
I
look
probably
up-
don't know it then.
If you look up like on Instagram, I think there's an archive page for it. If you look
Okay.
up like With Run.
As we're doing this, Josh from Procy is texting me just photos of all the cars we couldn't find.
Did you get Sego's car? Yeah.
let me see.
So this was when it was painted that all the crazy colors. In
That
there?
was when it was painted like a lighter. That was like more silver, but he had another one that was
Yo, the
like that.
Garage S sticker.
Yeah, that was his shop.
Hard.
Garage S is Sego.
What in the front mount is going
Yeah.
on here?
I didn't even see it. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know you
like,
like that.
The,
I know
the bumper's
you like
cut
that.
like exactly.
I know
around it.
you hate that.
Yeah, I hate it. That looks like shit. But the rest of the car is cool.
Shout out Josh. I miss Josh. He just drove Polecat.
Yeah, I
Those
really want
videos
to talk to
look
him about
fucking
that.
insane.
Yeah,
I wish I drove that shit.
maybe we'll do a. I know we don't do remote podcasts, but we should do maybe one for the Patreon with Josh.
Don't break now.
For
We'd have him right.
Podcast
We'd have him
180.
right here.
podcast 180, you got to have all the one guys on.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, so did that. Did a little drifting while I was there. Yuki's girlfriend, Reina, she let me drive her car, the Koguchi one.
So now you're driving a 180 in Japan.
Now
At Gunsai.
Yeah.
Not, to be fair, not on the Toge course.
Oh
Yeah.
Because if she had even offered that, I would have been like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
dude, I
fucking
would have
crash
been
your
like,
shit.
hell yeah.
But
So you drove it? You drifted it?
I drifted it. That was a funny situation because she was like, you know how to drift, right? I was like, yeah. She was like, do you want to drift my car? I was like, can I? She's like, sure. I'm like, okay.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
I
yeah,
mean, I guess.
So you got to get a little feel of drifting there.
yes. And then after the event, we went to the izakaya.
What
Which
is
is where
that?
It's like the best way I can equate it to is
Like a restaurant?
yeah, it's a type of restaurant. It's kind of like a pub, but not really. It's basically it's meant for like bigger parties,
Okay.
and you sort of just like, nobody orders like, oh, I'm going to have this and I'm going to have this. It's sort of just you order for the table.
That's where we're bringing you tonight.
Well, yeah, that's where I tried all the weird shit.
Yeah. So everyone needs to keep in mind. I kind of want to talk about this because this is an important thing for people that travel. Like, because I know a lot of people travel and they're like, oh, well, I'm a picky eater, this and that. Cole is the pickiest eater I have met to date. And he went to Japan alone for a month, and he's alive still.
Yeah,
So
I made it work.
it's pretty crazy. But go on with your story. So you tried something over there. I know.
Yeah, I tried like cow intestine and like chicken gizzard and stuff like that.
He just went with it. He's like, I'm
Yeah,
here.
because I'm like with a bunch of like cool people.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And you can't really say no in that situation.
Yeah, that is how they get you.
Yeah.
Not that I've been to Japan before, but in another area, I have experienced that.
Yeah, like if I'm at someone's house and like, oh, you gotta try this, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm trying it.
Yeah, so here's this raw pig ear.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah.
They were laughing at me because they were like, oh, you're American, so you like cheeseburgers, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't.
No.
They're like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool.
I'm glad that happened. But yeah, so I made a deal with Cole. I said, yo, come on the podcast, but I'm taking you to Korean barbecue afterwards. And he's like,
I've had it on
guess,
my
I
calendar
guess.
for 3 weeks.
so he said, okay, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm so hungry, dude.
Yeah, we're pretty hungry. Let me,
Malcolm's
anything
got
else
the-
you want to talk about with your Japan trip? before? I know there's a lot of shit that we didn't
Yeah,
get
there's
to.
a lot of shit. I met Ito again, and that was really cool because Rob ended up telling me after the fact. He was like, oh
Rob.
yeah, Ito was like really excited that you were coming back. I was like, oh,
And Rob.
that feels really cool.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet Koguchi as well.
That,
So
yeah,
went to
that's
the
what I
shop.
kind of wanted to cover at least
Jesus
before we.
Christ.
He literally met like all the top people,
He met, where's Johnny?
right? Yeah,
Yo.
yeah, that's crazy. Johnny needs to go to Japan really bad. That guy needs to go to Japan.
Me and him were both.
I think we need to go with Cole. Like next time we go, Cole needs to go.
I'm going to go next week.
Cole's like, I'm going tomorrow, so I don't know if you guys are going to make it. When are you going back?
Sometime 2025 because I got to make it a yearly thing, but
Okay.
hopefully not in August because it's really fucking hot.
Oh,
It
really?
was like 95 degrees or more every single day.
oh, yeah, that's miserable.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for Tokyo Auto Salon, but
Yeah, that would be
it's
cool.
not in the cards right now. But Koguchi, before I start looking at these questions, how was that? You went to his shop? I know he's
Yeah.
got like a garage somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
So I didn't have like a rental car or anything. So I just took the train up there and then the bus, and then I had to walk like an extra 10 minutes
It's like
to
kind
get to the
of
shop.
in the middle of nowhere.
It's like, yeah, it's countryside.
Okay.
Like it's his shop and then rice fields.
Yup. That's
Wow.
exactly how I would like it.
I mean, at least you could take a train like to somewhere near it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's still like, I would still, if I was doing it again, I would get a car.
Yeah.
But to the point where it's him and his wife was, did you walk here? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, do you want me to drive you back to the station? And I was like, that would be really awesome if you
Yeah.
could do that. Thanks.
It's him and his wife just at his shop
Yep.
that he lives at?
He doesn't live there.
Oh, I was going
So
to be like,
that's a big thing is I was trying to meet him the first trip too, but he was so busy just with like, because he does a lot of stuff. He does
Yeah.
obviously the shop. He judges drift events. He does like spotter stuff for other drivers.
Is it
So,
like a full functioning shop, like work on other people's cars, or is it
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like
yeah.
a small thing? It's like a full size shop.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, it's not big, but it's like a full on
Yeah.
like this.
And does he have employees?
I don't think so.
So it's just him working on these cars.
Pretty sure because I was talking to him, and then in the middle of us talking, he had to go test drive a customer car.
Okay.
So I think it's just him and his wife.
I
but
would
I-
be sick of it. I'm done.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're hiring somebody else and telling you how I do things so
Yeah.
that maybe you could do it like me.
That's cool though. Imagine getting your car worked on by Koguchi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
But yeah, I walk in and there's like 3 big fat cats. And I was like, oh, I love this. And then his wife comes out with tea. Like, oh, how are you? You know, all the,
Yeah.
you know.
That's cool. What did you guys talk about?
Konnichiwa.
A little bit of everything. I was asking him about like setup stuff, not specifically like how do I set up my car for it to drive.
Give me
better,
the
'cause
secrets.
Give
just
me
like-
a pair of wheels.
Just like, so he has or had R34 Brembos on his car, which
Oh
I
yeah.
fucking love. So I was like, hey, how'd you do that? And I was like, oh yeah, it was this, and this. I'm like, sick. So then when I got back immediately, I bought R34 Brembos.
Yeah, he's like telling me all this shit. He's gonna put these brakes. I was like, I don't think you need
Don't
that.
they
Cole.
bolt onto the same knuckle?
So
They got
the-
the same casting, I'm
the
pretty sure.
front, the hole on the caliper is like a 14, but the knuckle is a 12. So you can either drill out the knuckle or put like a helicoil in the caliper. The rear is bolt on, but you have to do like the e-brake assembly because it's a shoe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I bought Z32 stuff. I think it should work,
Yeah, it seems like it would.
but the safe thing would just be to do R34. But
That's crazy. I would just do
I didn't-
300 ZX. Call
I
it
have
a
it
day.
on
Yeah,
the
300 ZX, Cole.
I have that on the front. It's fine, but like it doesn't look as
Save
cool.
yourself.
Yeah,
the
it probably
headache,
doesn't
Ington.
look as well. I don't know. It depends, I guess.
You have to keep in mind everything I do is for looks, not for function.
Which I'm fine
At
with.
any
I get
point.
it. You're right.
Valid.
I'm taking a look at these questions right now.
There are a lot.
Holy shit.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Now, when I go through these, I always like to see, is it the same person asking?
I
me?
like
That's what I was
I
gonna
like
say.
when
It's the
Malcolm.
same three
It's not.
people.
I like when Malcolm
not.
asks them because it involves Malcolm a little bit.
Well, here's the problem with Malcolm. He won't cut me off, so he just sits there and we keep talking. So, I mean, if he wants to read one, he can. But
You got it.
yeah, see, he
You
doesn't
got
want to do that anyway.
it.
Yeah, there's one person that asked a lot of questions. Thoughts on LS swaps, and why do you think it's the best motor to put in an S chassis?
Who asked that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's Ricardo.
Turn 14 Chase.
Oh. Shout out Chase.
Old
Um,
coworker.
Old coworker. One of my first friends there at Turn. Yeah, he already knows. He already knows what the deal is.
So you're not really into that?
I'm not really into that.
Okay.
I like
Alright.
cool stuff.
Weirdest business / thing you saw in Japan?
That's I fuck with
That's
that
a good question because I
Yeah.
don't really think about that. There was in Akihabara, there's like a multi-story building that's just like a sex shop, basically. I didn't go in there, but
All
Just
right.
like-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't go in there. Right, cool.
Yeah. They only had 3 floors.
I'm a wholesome young boy. Come on.
Using young boy to describe yourself.
That's funny because we were
I'm a
talking about
young
this shit.
26-year-old.
We were talking about this shit earlier, how weird Japan is with that stuff. But I guess you experienced a little bit of that.
Yeah, I didn't put myself in situations that were like exceptionally weird.
Yeah.
I got approached by a cult.
Really?
And I did it. So they came up speaking Japanese, and the obvious thing to do would just be like, "Oh, I don't speak Japanese, sorry,"
And then they spoke
walk away.
English.
No, I was like, "I'm gonna flex on these Japanese people
Oh,
that I can
God.
speak Japanese." So I got in like this was after I came back from Niigata because I visited them again.
Yeah.
So like 2.5 hour train ride back, hadn't eaten like anything all day. And I'm just trying to get to McDonald's, and I got lost in the train station, and I'm trying to find where I am. And I'm outside of the train station. I'm literally looking at the McDonald's. I just have to cross the street. And then this person like taps me on the shoulder and starts talking to me about this shit.
What were
I
they
was like,
saying?
I don't remember at all.
You
But
could
it was,
come
like,
with us
some
to
sort
this
of-
island.
But you knew it was a cult.
Yeah, just because I got those vibes.
What the fuck?
What if it was just a Jehovah's Witness?
It could have been. I don't know.
Could have been.
JDM version?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
JDM Jehovah's Witness. That'd be-
Josh Mark 7 says going to Japan in February. Any recommendations on places to visit?
hey,
Car
Josh
or
going to
non-car
Japan?
related?
What?
Apparently.
That's a tough. Honestly, it's all down to like what your preference is, right? So like, I'm not gonna tell you to go check out like, oh, go to Studi because that's a BMW shop.
Yeah, I'm
So you
good
don't
on
give a
that.
fuck.
Yeah.
But like, or like, I wouldn't even necessarily tell you to check out Spoon, which is like Honda stuff.
Well, he's got Mark
But-
7 in his name, so maybe he liked the BMW shop.
No, that's a
I know
Volkswagen,
it's Volkswagen, but it's still German.
but
It's
he
the
has a
same shitty
1JS13.
kind of car. Oh,
1JS13.
that's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, honestly, like, just whatever you think is cool, just message me. Just message me, and I'll
just
get
send the DM.
recommendations.
You know where to find them. A lot of people in here saying paint your car.
Yep.
I'm going to ignore those.
On that,
One person said, what's the top food in Japan? I'm not going to embarrass Japan and ask you that question.
New York style pizza.
Katsu.
Chick-fil-A addiction.
Yep.
You do have with that problem.
I saw and confirmed with the points on the app. It
Ooh.
might be an addiction.
Yeah. Carl, when will you reveal a new body kit for the IS?
Dude, I had telling you, I think I should make it out of that other thing.
Carl is still in the thought process right now with his car, so we don't know.
No, we're going to figure something out, but I am going to do something about it before next season. That's for fucking sure.
Guys, it'll happen when it happens.
Yeah. No, well, I'm quicker than that. I'm going to have it done. It's just like, I drive it now and like it does not have the same. I get out of the car and it looks really bad, and I'm like, this looks bad.
Beastie Boy E46 asks Malcolm, where the fuck is my hoodie?
Oh,
We didn't get them yet.
We didn't get him yet, guys. We're waiting on him. A little back order, but they're coming soon. We're pushing them. Don't worry.
Sorry, Beastie.
He didn't say fuck. I added that for dramatic effect.
I was gonna say Beastie.
Favorite J-pop artists? Any absolute bangers you can recommend?
favorite J-pop. I really like Capsule. So it's a duo. The producer's name is Yasutaka Nakata.
That's easy
and
to
I
remember.
don't know what the singer's name is. But it's like very electronic.
Okay.
It's not like your normal like.
You like
heard-
that shit, right?
Oh,
I could
a
see
little
you
bit.
getting down with that.
A Japanese R&B. I seen a reel, an Instagram reel of it the other day, and that shit that shit bumps. Yep,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I know Chris does.
Chris definitely
enjoys that.
Describe in detail how your low car handled the E-Town track surface. We didn't really cover that, so I guess just real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you go off at all?
no.
That's why. Yep. There you go. The arrow.
He knew the
the
goal.
arrow looks to be fully intact.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say is like, it didn't really, nothing felt like out of whack.
Yeah.
Like I definitely heard some like smacking noises when I was like, getting around spots where it was a little rougher, but
Yeah.
like just suck it up. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Cole texted me. He was like, I had a blast. I don't know what y'all are talking about. My car seems fine.
No, there's
Pretty much is what you said.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
on the front. The only time that car is going to hit the ground really hard is if you're doing front track and in that middle section, because there's this
Oh, the
like
bump.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
boom, boom,
Yeah,
like
that part scares me.
I
a little.
love that bump.
I love it too, because it's like if you're just like floored, the car just kind of just like
It just sets perfect.
and then you
Yeah.
go back the other way, and then if you go off right there, you're gonna lose a wheel.
Yeah. I board slid there before.
There's a video where my wheel was like almost in there because I transitioned late. I don't even know why, but like it almost went in there. I would have lost everything.
Have you decided to raise your car yet?
No. That
Cool.
reminds me, I have to tell you this story
Uh-oh.
of I lowered the front a little bit more. I got 326 power springs for it. Or sorry,
The fuck?
Mitsuru power. It's
I would-
actually, it's not 326 power. It's actually
You
Mitsuru
changed
power.
the springs in the front of your car?
Yeah, it's the same spring rate. It's just like 40 millimeters shorter.
You had to go lower?
Yeah,
I would have raised it a
So-
little bit.
You had to go lower.
we lowered it, and I have. They're
We
technically.
just aligned the car, Cole.
It's fine. Yeah, honestly, it was fine. So
doesn't
here's the thing. I have DG5 coilover. Well, they're GP Sports coilovers, but they're basically DG5, which is made for like D1, like newer D1 stuff. So they're really like thick. The shock is fucking
Yeah.
huge.
That's fire.
Which is awesome, but it's not meant to go low. But I said, I don't really care. So it was fine before, like at the ride height that I had it when I brought it here. But then I was like, nah, I need it a little tiny bit lower in the front. So we did, and it looks way better. But the thing that I noticed when I was driving back home was it was binding up. Like as I would return to center, I was like, that's weird. I was asking my friend who was helping me do it. Shout out Tom. He was like, oh, it's probably just your toes off because we lowered it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that sounds like it could make sense. And then the next day I went back, we toe plated it, and it's like perfect. Still perfect from when
That's
you guys aligned
crazy.
it. And like, oh, that's good, but also bad because now I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So we checked, and it was actually the shock was contacting the sway bar end links.
Okay.
I texted you that night. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, this is what happened. And you said, raise the car. Me and Tom said, no. So what we did instead was we took the sway bar end links off and we smashed the shit out of them
Okay.
and then flipped them so they're on the inside of the
I was
sway
about
bar
to
instead
say,
of
that's
like,
cool.
switch it around was my
Yeah.
next thing.
That's cool.
and like
And it worked.
drives the same, drives fine, drifted on it. So
That's cool. That worked out.
lower your cars, guy.
All right. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you. Lower your cars. Do crocodiles celebrate birthdays? That's the real questions we're here for tonight.
You fuck with crocodiles or something?
No, but like, I think he's asking everyone.
Okay.
I'm
I feel
going to
like
go with no.
no. Yeah, I feel like animals they just live, you
Yeah.
know. Like a crocodile is just looking for the next thing to crack and like attack.
Yeah, like murder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to survive because that's
Yeah.
like their life. Like they're just living.
I
I don't
heard-
think they're gonna have a birthday brunch.
I heard that crocodiles don't die; they get killed. They don't die ever.
I
Of
don't know if
old
that's
age.
right, but
Look up oldest crocodile. Watch this shit, Cole.
That's actually interesting. I'm curious.
damn,
Jesus.
that bitch old.
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry is 123 years old. I think there's older crocodiles than that, but
If a crocodile did celebrate its birthday, what do you think it would have for dinner?
Chicken.
I'm gonna say a Florida man on bath salts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a little kid from Disney World.
I was gonna say somebody who fell into the tank at the zoo.
Yeah.
That is
All right. YRT E37s just RPF ones with the spokes filled in.
that's mad funny actually.
That's good.
RPF one is still always a good wheel to me.
A lot of people telling you to paint your car.
We're working on it. I gotta get the Kuguchi power hood on first.
I know where you could get one of those.
I know you know.
You have one?
Yeah, I have one.
I know where there's a silver one just sitting.
Here's a good question. How did Cole's trips to Japan influence his build? Did you learn anything or because you knew a lot before you went?
Yeah,
Did you fucking
I would
learn,
say,
or-
I would say the trips came about because of my style, I guess. But I definitely like learned some stuff.
I mean, you
from
mentioned the
talking to people.
brakes.
Yeah. I learned, so I was showing you this when I dropped the car off when you were gonna maybe pull my fenders and then you didn't.
Yeah.
But,
do you want me to?
Kind of. I don't
Alright.
trust anybody else.
Bring it back.
Just do it right on the
We'll
cold.
fuck your car up.
But Ito had this very like specific pull to his fenders that was very
Yeah, see,
different.
here's the problem, Cole. He's like, no, I don't care. And then like right when we're going to do it, he's going to whip out all these fucking pictures and he's going to be like, no, it has to look exactly like this. And I'm going to be like, Cole, I can't.
Well, to be fair, we were already doing that because we were looking at Damon's car.
Yeah, true. But
You got a little
But yeah,
hammer set?
Anyway.
oh God, don't let Carl do it.
I'm fucking in.
You got a
Smack that
baseball
shit
bat?
out.
No, give me a hammer, like a flat one, like the
Yeah,
one
body
that you-
hammer.
yeah, body hammer, and one of those like metal cubes.
There you go.
And then
That's what they do.
maybe some wood.
Well, so wait,
Well.
that was one of the things. If you look at like Ito's car, his pole is so discreet in the rear that in most pictures it doesn't even look like it's pulled. Whereas if you look at like Itai's car or like Koguchi's car, they have a very obvious like arch built into it. So Ito, what he did was he cut the quarter panel and then like smacked the innards out and then re-welded and then bonded over it.
He literally sliced it, pulled it, re-welded it, and made it look factory
Yeah.
when he could have just pulled that shit. I was like, Cole, no offense. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to expect you to do that.
Yeah, it's just insane because when you look at the car, it does not look crazy. I mean, Cole obviously
Look,
noticed
man.
it. I don't know how.
block sanding.
It was just, I was just like, that is crazy. But he asked him and he told him that like face to face. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
and then I was like, "Ooh, that sounds scary. I don't know if I trust anybody to do that." And then he was like, "Oh, just bring your car here and I'll do it."
yeah.
It's like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah, just bring it here. Carry on. When will you raise your car? Da, 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 da.
Funny.
What's your favorite? Ooh. Archive 180, always the best questions.
Yo, shout out Pat.
Favorite 180 or 240 in the United States?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
No.
No.
Frankie's is really good.
When it's together, maybe.
I really like Josh's car just because he will always, whenever he does like a new look,
Yeah.
it's always like really good and it's always original.
Isn't it?
And like,
Sorry to cut you off. Isn't it crazy how Johnny said the same thing? Johnny and you have pretty similar
Yeah.
tastes in 180s.
I could just tell you my favorite 180 right now, and it's that orange one.
But when we think about Josh's car, it's been way different from what those cars look like for a long time.
yeah.
But like we always go to Josh.
hmm
I don't know what it is. Something, he just nails it. Like,
Yeah. And even when he was doing like big chrome, like 1819 shit, it was
Yeah.
more like, like 2013 4 Osaka style or whatever.
Yeah.
Even that, he was doing it to
Yeah.
such a high degree that it like looked super
Josh is
sick.
cool, man.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't learn to be cool. Bro.
You can't learn to be cool.
You're
no.
just cool.
And it's like every time I know he changed his car up and I'm going to see it like at a final bout, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to hate this shit. And then I see it and I'm like, God damn it, he did it again.
Teddy Thomas from Abstract.
Yeah,
also
for
up
sure.
there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that
Both cars, the black and the
What about
white
D-Palm's car with the fucking with that new kit that
the
he
GP
got?
Sports kit.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the new setup, but I'm sure it's good. I mean, every time he changes that car up, it's usually
Man,
good.
That
Yellow
car
car.
with the BN, like back when it had
Yeah,
like the
silver.
Yeah, that was another one of like the original cars that I saw.
Okay,
on
yeah,
the,
that
like,
makes
the
sense.
Carsons.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't know who that is. I just remember he posted a picture of a bunch of SATA jets. There's a paint gun. He had like a lot of them. He's like, and I just replied, got SATA. I don't even know who that is. I probably fucking seem like an idiot.
could you name another 2 or 3 S chassis S13s? They can be 180 or Sylvia. Top 5 of all time.
Of all time,
Let's say America to make this easy.
I feel like Japan would be easier.
I know, but you're gonna be here for 5 days if you.
S13s.
Yeah, it says S13s.
I can't do like ordered like this one's the best. This one's the next best. But
yeah,
so what I got? What did I say?
you already
2?
did. I mean, you did Josh. You did.
Yours.
Yeah, I guess you can count that, but this is like top 5 ever.
Damon's.
Damon's is
You
definitely
might have
really
to count
good.
Damon's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy's. I would say Teddy's black S13 was one of the top ones.
Yeah.
When I saw it, it was.
I can't really sit here and say that I fanboy over anybody else's S13. I'm in that phase right now where I'm trying to be such a rebel and be like, I am going to make my own that I like.
Yeah.
So I can't be like, I like that one.
I could definitely admit to what I like.
I like it, but like, it'd be
I think
hard for me to
I think
put
we're
it in a
forgetting
top.
some right now too.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a ton of like
Like
really
Boss
good
Town
ones
stuff,
out there.
like PJ's car.
Yeah.
Boss Town
clean
cars
as
are
fuck.
really good.
I miss PJ.
Honestly, Shane's car from Bosstown was probably one of my favorite cars for a long time, if not still
You
top
know
5.
who's bringing their car over?
Is this a secret?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't
then
think it
maybe
is.
we
It's not a
shouldn't.
Japanese person.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Cody? The Road is Hot.
I don't know.
He's got the black. He's from New Zealand. He's got
Okay.
the black
Oh.
hot road.
Maybe I do if I saw the car.
He moved here for work, I think. So he lives in New York now.
Oh, wait, I
But-
met him.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't we meet him at Final?
Yeah.
Malcolm's shaking his head yes.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
He's allegedly.
Maybe I
bringing
didn't realize who the fuck that was when I was talking to him or something. I think I met him at Final Bout.
I think he did because we
Yeah.
were talking about it.
That's crazy.
Allegedly, he's bringing his car.
Yeah, he
over,
told me he
which would
was.
fucking
I'm like, dude, we're right
sick.
over here. Like, just
Yeah.
come by. So that would be cool.
But not technically America yet.
Yeah.
It's still New Zealand.
I got one here that's in Japanese and it says for Cole. So you can read that. If it's something you don't want to read out loud, feel free not to.
Shout out Tyler. It says Big Chungus.
What the
That's
fuck?
Tyler Holzman. All right, cool. That concludes the questions. So we're ready to go pretty much. We got people out here saying they want to eat. So
Shout out Cole for driving all the way over here and 180ing in the cold.
yeah, and not to mention it might snow later and he's going to,
That's fine.
yeah. see?
Shit's got heat.
You already went drifting.
Streetcar.
You know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to daily the IS in snow with the camber in the back on bald tires
Yeah.
on stretch 215 on a 9.5. So that's fine.
Jesus.
Well, thank you for coming on the pod, Cole.
Thanks, Cole. Thanks for
course.
making the trip and you'll be back for sure.
And sharing your
Maybe.
stories.
Have me back for that 180 episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, 180 specialist.
The secret
podcast.
180 chat.
I won't be there for that day. I'll just stay at home.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. I
Thank
hope
you guys for listening. That is a big one.
This was a fun episode.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
I feel like it's always fun.
Yeah.
Like,
but
in
we
here.
talked about 180s. That's why it was good.
Yeah. Well, we also talked about IS.
True.
Also good.
Eh.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're on our Patreon, thank you so much. You're keeping the lights on. If you're not, go do that. Otherwise, we're not going to eat.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
Bye. Let's go.
All right, that was Colt Mannon.
Cole Mannon.
I think his car has the potential to be an iconic U.S. car. I'm not
I'm
gonna lie.
glad you brought that up because you said that the other day to me, and I was like, I'm gonna say that, and then I forgot.
Yeah,
so
I
that is some crazy shit to say. So
If he executes it to the way he says he is, I think it's gonna be a memorable, maybe iconic.
no, you
US
said it
car.
was gonna be an iconic drift car from America. That's what you said.
I said iconic 180.
Yeah, you literally didn't say anything I just said, but it sounded similar to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
something.
I think it has a potential, dude.
Yeah, me too.
If he's getting inspiration from all these other, iconic U.S. cars,
And he's studying the height down to the
down to the cunt hair.
down to the millimeter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the micrometer,
Yeah, literally.
the nanometer.
Okay. Accurate. Let's just say it's accurate.
Yeah, but yeah, Cole is definitely a cool guy. He's very knowledgeable in Japanese car culture, 180 culture.
He
drift
speaks
culture.
Japanese.
Yeah, he's trying to be fluent in it. He could definitely get around in Japan, so he's
Yeah, he seems like he can't wait to go back. So
learning. He wants to make it a yearly or annual thing.
yeah, man. So let us know if you enjoyed that one, guys. Cole's a local around here, and he drifts at Club Loose. So make sure you give him a follow on Instagram. What is his Instagram? We should probably know that. Isn't it
It's
just Cole Mannon?
Cole Mannon.
Yeah.
Underscore or something.
If you just search,
Oh, just Cole Mannon. ColeMannon.
yeah, check him out on Instagram. Give him a follow, and let him know if you enjoyed the podcast. I know we got a bunch of comments on YouTube already, and it seemed great. I mean, to be honest, that was a podcast that seemed like we talked about drifting a lot more.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, Cole's very passionate about, he's not even passionate about drifting. He's passionate about the culture
Yeah.
and the upbringing and the peak of it.
The thing is, he definitely does care
Prime.
about drifting, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like he cares more about the culture than
He cares more about how the car looks and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, we just got finished with Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a successful Black Friday.
Yes, it was. Thanks to all you guys for placing orders. But I did want to mention today is the last day of the Origin and Stance coilover
Yes,
sale.
that is December 6th.
Yeah. So you can get your orders in by the end of the tonight, and you will save 20%. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone noticed this. Guys, we have a ship from Japan option on the website. So if we don't have these fenders you're looking for in stock, you can just use the ship from Japan option, save 20%, and get them fast.
Yes, and that option is not available for full body kits. It's for fenders,
Fenders, wings.
maybe sides. Nah,
Yeah, no, not really
No,
anything else.
just fenders and wings.
Yeah, maybe like
canards.
combat eyes. Yeah, that stuff.
Something
Small
like that.
stuff. Roof wings.
So if you want to save 20% on expedited shipping, now is the time.
Yes, and also if you don't want to have it shipped from Japan, if you don't trust the process, or if you don't want to spend more money, you can pre-order the stuff now.
Still get that deal.
Still get that deal.
You just gotta wait a few months.
And you'll either be waiting about 3 to 4 weeks right now for one shipment, or you'll be waiting about 4 to 6 for the other one, is what we're telling people. So, but yeah, get those orders in. I'll be checking my email probably all night to make sure that I'm staying up and giving you guys updates on if you have any questions or anything like that. And yeah, we'll be closing the sale doors at midnight, and that's that. Also, let's talk about the Stance sale that's going on right now. Stance suspension is 20% off MSRP, and we are offering 20% off installation if you make the appointment when you order the coilovers, or within the same couple of days. So if you want to take advantage of that, order them on our website, leave an order note that you want to have us install them, or just email the shop, call the shop, whatever you want to do. But you only got a couple more hours after this comes out. So
Yes. As for the shop and business here, business has been good. We've been getting a lot of cars in. We are beginning to dial in on our new business venture. The vapor honing machine is up and running. We've had Lewis here, a good friend of ours. He's just testing it out for us, cleaning some parts, really getting, accustomed to the whole process. So it is up and running. If you have anything that you like vapor hone, hit us up. We're working on getting a form on the website, so you could just send in a request form to for pricing and such.
yeah, and we're going to be doing zinc coating too, but we are in the process of setting all that up and testing some stuff. before we want to offer it to the public. So, but yeah, that's cool. So we're going to be able to clean stuff in-house and make these engines look new instead of just buying all new parts for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be cool. What else is going on? Not much else for the rest of the year. We're just trying to get through this December and then start fresh in January. Hopefully we'll have a waiting area completed by then. The bathroom's basically done. And yeah, shop's looking good. Sucks that we weren't able to do an open house this year, but that's what next spring is going to be for. So
Yes.
and thank everyone for the orders, the merch orders, everything. Oh, that's something we could talk about and give an update on. The hoodies and the long sleeve shirts have been delayed a little bit, so we're looking at maybe another week or two at most. We are desperately trying to make sure everything gets shipped out by Christmas so everyone can get their stuff. And that's pretty much that. So thanks for listening. Check out our sponsors and make sure to leave us a review if you have not.
Thank you.
Goodbye and good night.
Later.